in hand as the Orioles and the Yankees will meet for the 932nd time. And we welcome you. It's the Orioles on Masson, and indeed it is a beautiful day here in Baltimore in the final game of the season between the Yankees and the Orioles, and the O's need to win this one to avoid a sweep in this three-game set. Under Mike Showalter, so far, the Orioles have not been swept in a series. They want to keep it that way and try and come away with a W here today. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Thorne. For these two teams, they wrap up the 2010 series. For the Yankees, they have won 11 out of the last 12, and the other one was a tie in a season series. This year, New York leads at 13-4. In runs, they've outscored almost 2-1 the O's. CC Sabathia getting the win yesterday, 5-1 this year against them. Cado's had the big offensive season. Jake Arrieta for the Orioles has beaten the Yankees twice this year. For Koji Uehara, it has been tough. The two blown saves in the last two outings against them. So Jim Palmer today, for a final time, it's the O's and Yanks.
It really is. And, the Orioles have hit 3 home runs in this series, all solos. The Yankees have hit 3 home runs. A 2-run home run, a 3-run home run, and a solo home run. So, again, it seems like when they hit the home runs are a little bit better. But I think that at the end of the day, they have scored 182 more runs than they've given up. And the Orioles have given up 177 more runs than they. And over these 18 games you're going to play against the Yankees, that really shows up. And here Rivera comes in on Friday night. It came down to one pitch in that ball game. He gets the save. Uehara again back-to-back blown saves, even though he's been very good against everybody else.
And the Orioles will have another one of their young starters whom they are counting on, hope to have for a long time to come in a rotation, Chris Tillman.
Yeah, and you can see from his numbers here, only one of those runs scored, but he was wild. And again, the Yankees will kind of get you on edge, so you really have to be at the top of your game. And he's going to pitch against Andy Pettit with 240 wins. I mean, he's got 100 more wins than he's lost, 103 as a matter of fact. So it's kind of age. Pettit's 38, Tillman's only 22. I mean, he's talking about a baby bird. He certainly is. Came up last year at 21. So, he's got real good stuff, but will his command be good enough against a team that has the best on-base percentage in the major leagues?
And the left-hander, Andy Pettit, will make the start. He is coming back. A groin injury has kept him out for a long time. We'll talk about that as we get set to go. Orioles take the field, and when we come back, Yankees and O's. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Well, the Orioles have had magnificent weather for this homestand, and it continues here on this Sunday afternoon. Let's take a look at our train game time temperature. It is 80 degrees, a few wispy clouds, and a very gentle breeze right now blowing a bit out to center. Visit trainsearch.com to locate an independent train dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. Let's take a look at the starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. For the Yankees, some changes in it, as it'll be Gardner, Jeter, and Berkman, Cano, Swisher, Posada, Granderson, Kearns, and Pena. Robinson, Cano this season having an MVP year.
And take a look at our PNC scouting report and what Chris Stillman needs to do to achieve success this afternoon. Well, he is a baby bird, 22, will turn 23 next April. Roller coaster type of year in the sense that thought he was going to make the club, didn't, even though he didn't pitch that poorly in spring, so up and down 3 times, and then salvage operation, trying to win the 3rd game. And as Gary Thorne told you, the Orioles under Buck Showalter has yet to been sweep. He could have a big say in whether that happens today or not.
So Tillman would love to have another good start here against the Yankees and put this game 3 in the final game of this homestand to the Orioles side of the board. The Yankees complete a road trip. They are 3-5 on the road trip. The Orioles are 3-2 on the homestand. And it'll be Gardner in the leadoff spot for today's ball game, as for Buck Showalter, sometimes being a critic of the team. No, it's really about helping the team grow.
The greatest things the organization can do is have a sense of reality about where they are and know thyself and know who you are. Like I say all the time, you got to know, where you are and who you are and where are you at, and I think that's a tough. Sometimes it's tough to be that honest with yourself. I want it to happen as soon as it can, but you don't want to ever sacrifice long-term success. But I think the teams that have long-term success evaluate themselves with clear glasses.
And this has been a reality check in the series with the Yankees, as it is against the Eastern Division teams overall. Brett Gardner in the leadoff spot has gone 3 for 8 in the series so far. Gardner 9th, 1st, 8th. He's batted in all 3 spots just in this series against the Orioles. 2-1 delivery to him, and that'll be put in the air to left field. Corey Patterson will not have a play on it, and it is a foul ball. Gardner, of course, great speedster, among the league leaders in stolen bases.
Yeah, last night he's able to take advantage of the wildness or the lack of command. So he hit it all over the ballpark last night. Triple to right center, double infield hit. He's got the best, he's about 50 points better than Derek Jeter on base percentage, and he's got 25 more steals. So again, if you're going to move Jeter into the 2nd spot where he hit most of his career early on, this is a perfect leadoff guy for you.
Gardner's hitting .314 against the Orioles on the season, with 1 home run, 5 RBIs. He's been averaging a walk per ball game over the last 17 games. And when you're in the position Tillman's in as a pitcher against him, you just don't want to start a ball game with a guy like that on, because it can disrupt everything early.
Yeah, and you don't even want to go to 3-2.
2-2 delivery on the way to him, and Gardner again will foul it back.
Well, again, he's seen it, and we've talked about this the whole series, and I'm sure the rest of the league. Look at that, 4.61 pitches seen per plate appearance, and that leads the majors. And again, he doesn't usually lead off. He'll hit down in the lineup, but he brings defense and speed and a very tenacious approach at the plate.
He's got a 2-2 count. Tillman's delivery to him, and he rockets that one towards the wall. That's going to be a foul ball.
Yeah, one of the problems for Chris Tillman being 6'6" and being so young is that it takes him a while to really get into a routine and to get into a rhythm. So the first pitch of the game was 89. He got it up to 92. That one, maybe just trying to throw to a different part of the plate, was 89, and you could see the result of a vicious line drive, because they are playing. I mean, Corey Patterson is only 15 feet from the left field foul line.
Here's the 2-2 delivery for the third time, and that just misses, and the count will go full.
I don't know if I've ever seen a left fielder play that, and I think now you need to move over to Corey's left because of the count. He's not going to try to make a perfect pitch. It's all right to overplay him, but when the count changes, the outfield has to be cognizant of that.
3-2 delivery to Gardner, and he's on with a walk. So Gardner reaches with the free pass, so he keeps that streak of getting a walk a game alive here.
I'll take a look at the Orioles defense on this sun-splashed afternoon. Patterson, Jones, Markakis in the outfield, and Dino, a hitting star, a couple of home runs. Historis, Robertson, Wigington, Matt Wieters behind the plate again after taking last night off.
Orioles are 7th in defense overall in the American League. Here is Derek Jeter, who hopes that the struggle he went through for a month and a half at the plate is over. He's got a 7-game hit streak going. He's had a couple of hits and 8 at-bats in this series so far. And Gardner, there you see the numbers with the 84% success rate for him. And he's got a very good lead over there against Tillman. For Gardner, he comes into the ball game stolen base-wise 4th behind Juan Pierre, who leads with 58. Gardner with the 42. And for Wieters behind the plate, he's thrown out 29% of base stealers. Jeter shows bunt, takes the pitch high and inside. He got hit the other day, so that's the reaction of the Yankee fans on hand as Guthrie came in on him and got him in his first at bat.
Yeah, this ball only 89, but you know, again, tall, young, inexperienced pitcher trying to find what's working, and they already walked the leadoff batter.
Jeter has 1 sacrifice on the year, and Dino at third base will play even with the bag. Everybody else double play depth. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and Jeter not bunting. Chases one up high, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. For Tillman, he's been 3 times up with the Orioles this season. He started May 29 against Toronto, his first start. He had 4 games, 3 losses, and a no decision. Came up again, pitched 2 games against Texas, Tampa Bay, 1-1 lost, 1-1 down again. Then came back up on September 5 and has pitched 2 games, Tampa Bay and Detroit, and does not have a decision in either. Game against New York was on June 9 when he gave up 3 runs, 8 hits over 6 innings and a loss in the ball game. 3-2 loss against the Yankees.
Yeah, he beat him.
He's drawing a lot of attention.
Well, and that's part of the deal. I mean, changes the whole pace of the game when and the Yankees are happy about that. I mean, it's like, you know, it's going to be a track meet if he gets on. And of course, one of the reasons, I mean, what are they, 51-12 when he gets gone and scores a run?
He's not shortened that lead at all, and there he goes. And Jeter will foul that one away, trying to hit behind him.
Yeah, I think, you know, you have a lot of choices if you're Joe Girardi how you want to hit, but it makes perfect sense. We saw Jeter, he struggled against Kevin Millwood on Friday. He threw the ball right by him, even though Kevin throws 89-90. As you look at guys that have been hit by at least lifetime by pitches, and, you know, Derek's hitting style is that he'll be a little bit open. In other words, that left foot will be a little bit off the plate, and then he goes to cover the outside corner. He really does dive in.
1-ball, 2-strike count from Tillman. Gardner not going, and Jeter will be jammed to right field. Nick Markakis, high sky, a lot of glare. Jeter retired. Gardner will come back to the bag, and 1 down. Wind should not affect balls early on here. There is a little breeze blowing out towards center at the moment, but not much to it. Just enough to ripple the flags a little bit out there in left center field. Here is Berkman. Berkman matting in the third spot. Mark Teixeira again not playing. Did not in the ball game yesterday. Teixeira out of the lineup as he's got the broken toe and the damaged thumb, which is bruised. So they are resting him again, and A-Rod's not starting this game either. Berkman is 2 for 8 in the series. That one's going to be a wild pitch, and Gardner's going to take a big turn at second base as it rolls into the dugout, so he'll stop at second on a wild pitch. And for Tillman, his second wild pitch of the year.
Yeah, just a changeup, I think, that he just kind of holds on to a little bit too long, and And Gardner, who would have most likely have attempted to steal, doesn't even need to now. Now you got to worry about him stealing third with one out. Yeah, 55 home runs out of the lineup for the Yankees today. That maybe evens it up a little bit.
Bergman with a 1-0 count. Bergman 245 with the Yankees so far, or in the National League rather, with the Yankees. He's playing in his 29th game, hitting 286, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Switch hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike count. He's playing at first base today, and Nick Swisher is DHing. As Torres trying to hold the runner close at second, Gardner, and the pitch is going to be up high, and Tillman's all over the place here to start the game.
Well, again, a big, rangy young pitcher. He tried to come up with a cut fastball slider that give him an extra pitch. Big overhand curveball, changeup. Curveball probably the one that he commands the best, but it's a hard pitch to throw for strikes. There's the changeup.
Swing, did he go? No.
Well, I just don't think Chris Tillman is mature enough to pitch the way he's trying to pitch today. I mean, you're going to throw changeups, 2-1 counts. It just doesn't work for young pitchers unless you're really, really good. And the one thing when they traded for him, and he came over from Seattle in the Eric Bedard trade with Adam Jones, the Orioles center fielder, they thought they were getting a guy that threw in the mid-90s. They've never seen him do that to this point.
3-1 delivery on the way. Berkman a ground ball to second. Brian Roberts makes the play, and that's going to be 2 down. Gardner's at third base, but Tillman's got 2 away here. Robinson Cano has moved to the cleanup spot in this ball game, and why not? Got a 5-game hit streak, 2-run homer single last night against the Orioles. 441, 5 homers and 11 RBIs this year.
Well, we said about it last night. He can hit anywhere in the lineup. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do whatever you need to
Yeah,
get done.
he really can. And, he hits lefties, hits righties, he hits for power, he hits the ball to all fields. We saw that last night. Rocket to left for a single. Change up for a home run.
Yep, 2 down here. The pitch is going to be taken up high by Cano. Cano has gone 5 for 6 against Tillman. He has now joined his teammates. 3 players, 100-plus RBIs this season, with Alex Rodriguez and Mark Teixeira. They are the first ever Yankee teammates, which is pretty amazing, to play the infield and each drive in 100 runs in a year. With all the players who've gone through New York and some pretty good RBI producers in the infield, they've never had 3 same season with 100-plus till this year. Cano ahead on the count, 2-0. Gardner at third base. That's a base hit. Well, Cano just keeps on with the onslaught against the Orioles, and the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
Well, you got to be able to hit, and then once you're a pretty good hitter, you got to figure out, can I get good pitches to hit? Look where the target is. Look where the ball is. Obviously, he misses by 6-8 inches, and it's a hitter's count, 2-0. And if you stay in the middle of the plate to this guy, he's going to hit the ball hard. Doesn't mean he's going to get hits, but he's going to crunch the ball. And that's why he's, 31 for 69. I mean, it's just incredible numbers in one season.
He's a .318 hitter with runners in scoring position as well. Here is Nick Swisher. Swisher's the designated hitter. A couple of hits and 6 at-bats in the series. And he will take the pitch for a strike. Swisher, as to the knees that have been bothering him, says he's 100% and that he can play as necessary in the field, DH, whatever. He's 8th in strikeouts in the league coming into the ball game. Short lead at first, Cano. And the 0-1 delivery. Good in the air, left center field. Patterson. He's got it. So 1 run in on 1 hit with a base runner left on. We'll take a look at the Orioles lineup coming back. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Orioles, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Roberts, Andino, and Markakis. Jones, Fox, and Wigginton. Patterson, Wieters, and Isturis against Pettit. Nick Markakis with some outstanding numbers.
And our PNC scouting report on what Andy Pettit has to do to achieve success this afternoon. Oh, happy day. Well, he loves to pitch in the daytime. 7-0, 2.08 ERA, extended vacation. Gary Thorne told you, hasn't pitched since the 18th of July, so the Yankees are happy to have him back. 11-2 record, and he's a winner. 103 games over 500, 27-5 against the Orioles. And the bottom line, health is wealth for him, and he's going to be in the postseason. 18-9 as a postseason pitcher if he can remain healthy.
Brian Roberts will lead it off against him. It will be Roberts, Andino, and Markakis. Brian has not had a hit in the first two games of this series, going 0 for 8. He is a .237 lifetime hitter with a home run off the left-hander, Andy Pettit. And Brian getting some playing time in here after the long season of watching, his 52nd game of the year. He's hit .265 right-handed and .284 left. 38-year-old gets 64% of leadoff batters. That's what Pettit's done this year. Number a little bit lower than you would expect for him. Falls behind on Roberts, 3-0. Probably going to be limited to about 80 pitches in the ball game today. He will get that one in for a strike.
Yeah, he can get you out a lot of ways, but the one, and the Orioles hope that he doesn't have, is that he just gets in a lot of these hitters counts, which is the case here.
That's going to go to short and a base hit. So Brian Roberts is on a leadoff single against Pettit. Set for Brian, 21 steals since 07 in the month of September, the third most in the American League for the month. See how much running Brian wants to do here. Jorge Posada's thrown out 18%, and nobody runs against Andy Pettit.
No, he can pick you off with the best of them. And 99 career pickoffs. And again, he just minimized the lead.
There he goes, and he stole it. How about that?
Well, you do. You go on the first move and just take your chances. He picked the right pitch. That's what you usually do against lefties. I mean, it's just a matter of a guess, and he doesn't hesitate at all.
Andy Pettit had only 2 attempts against him all year. That's the third. And 2 successful, 2 out of 3. So he gets to second base, and Andino with the RBI chance. Now Pettit is going to pay attention to him because Brian will steal third. And Cano's over there to stay on the bag.
Well, they could hold hands. That's how close he is to second base.
Andino continues to get the look-see for Buck Showalter. 4-game hit streak for him. He's 4 for 7 in the series. He shows bunt, but will take it away. No question, Showalter sees something in Andino and wants to see if it's for real. In his second career 3-hit ball game last night, 4 for 7, 2 home runs in the series.
Well, he sees a guy that can play shortstop, and your shortstop now may not be back next year. So he wants to see him, even though, Isturis has played extremely well defensively. Just, maybe this will be your shortstop next year. And, of course, Josh Bell has been struggling probably more with his hitting than his fielding. So opportunity to see a young player that had a very good year in AAA.
Andino with a 3-0 count as Pettit, obviously having missed so many games, trying to get back into the groove here. 3-0 delivery. Andino will take it. It is a strike. Pettit is 19th start of the year, 42nd career appearance, and 40th start against the Orioles. Faced them once this year on May 5, came away with a win. He gave up only a run and 6 hits in 5 innings worked against the Orioles. 3-1 delivery on the way, and Andino trying to hit behind him, fouls that one away, and a 3-2 count.
Yeah, good combination. Anytime you pitch and give up less than 3 runs a game, and they get you 6.22 runs per start, which is, up there with the leaders in run support. It's a great combination. And Dave Island, the pitching coach, when you talk to Andy, he said, boy, until he got hurt, he just had probably one of his best curveballs of his career for an extended period of time.
3-2 delivery in the air to right. Austin Kearns tagging Roberts. Kearns Throw to third. Roberts coming and will get in. Brian Roberts moving up on the fly ball to right.
Hey, Austin Kearns started Friday night. Check out this arm. A little off line. Otherwise, it would have been a lot closer, I think, than I anticipated, and probably Brian, too.
Now the Orioles with a chance to get that run back. Here's Nick Markakis, Orioles leader with runners in scoring position at 3:15. 1 hit, 7 at bats in this series. Pettit's delivery to him is going to be popped up infield. Jeter. Pena was over there, but Jeter called him off. 2 down, big out for Pettit.
Yeah, it really is. There's your defense. Gardner, Granderson, and we've already seen Austin Kearns in right. Romero Pena at third base as A-Rod gets the day off. Jeter, Cano, Lance Berkman, and then the veteran, Jorge Posada, who's had some meaningful at-bats in this series so far.
So for the first time this year, Adam Jones is going to hit in the cleanup spot. He's gone 3 for 6 in the series, and he's 5 for 15 against Andy Pettit. So Jones will get a chance. Reimold has hit cleanup this year. Luke Scott has hit cleanup. Tejada, he's bunting. He's going to get an infield base hit. And an RBI, and the Orioles tie it up. Just what you thought your cleanup batter would do.
Well, just because you're hitting fourth doesn't mean you don't know how to play the game. They give you the bunt. You know, we've seen Adam do this. He works on it every day, and he's serious about it in batting practice. So, again, Pena can't get there in time. He's a very swift infielder. Pettit thought the ball was going to be bunted. He broke straight to home plate, so he can't get there. And, of course, he's coming off a groin injury. Heads up play by Adam Jones.
64 RBIs for the Orioles center fielder and ties the ball game up. He's at first now, and here's Jake Fox. Jake is the designated hitter in the ball game. There's the move by Andy Pettit, even with Jones staring right at him. He had to dive back in. Prior to this ball game, Denard Span back on May 26 had been the only successful base stealer against Pettit. And Brian Roberts and Span are now in that same category. And Roberts using it to help get around and get the run in.
Well, a couple of heads up play the bunt because they give it to you and you work on it. And the other one, I guess, you know, when you walk the leadoff batter and you haven't pitched since the 18th of July, you're not worried about a guy running. You're worried about, can I throw the ball over? I mean, that's, you know, I had rehab starts along the way, and you come back, different ball, you know, you warm up, you feel good, but once you get out on the mound, it's a long way. That's 2 months. I mean, it's better to get hurt in the middle of the season than early on because you're at least in shape. But that's a long time being out of, you know, going out there and doing it for real.
Andy Pettit made it clear that while he had 2 rehab starts at AA Trenton, he said it's not the same at all. He said, I've got to get back on the mound and pitch against major league hitters in order to consider myself back. 1-0 count. Pettit again with that throw over to first base. Jones going back. We said Andy Pettit necessary to playoff hopes for the Yankees to round out the starting rotation, which has been a bit shaky with Sabathia. And then who else? It will be Pettit and probably A.J. Burnett as the top 3. 1-0 count. Jones challenging Pettit, not going. That one down to third. Fox, gloved by Pena. He's got to go to first. Will get the out. So the Orioles come back with the RBI by Jones. They get a run on a couple of hits with a base runner left on after one ball game tied at 1.
on the mound to start the top of the second inning here. In his development as a major league pitcher, there's been the introduction of the cut fastball slider into Tillman's repertoire. It's something that pitching coach Rick Kranitz tells me he didn't even expect to see from Tillman in the big leagues until next year. Says he probably used it about 7 times in a well-pitched game at Detroit last week. Either way, the key is control. As he walked the batter in the first inning that scored, the last 5 Yankees who have walked in this series have come around to score. And the Yankees don't need that sort of help. Upstairs now, Gary and Jim.
Absolutely, Mark. They are a team, obviously, that takes advantage of every opportunity. This Yankee team leading the majors in runs. Second consecutive year that they have had that position. They are the first team to make it to 90 wins. They still have the half-game lead over Tampa Bay. Jorge Posada, first pitch grounded. Roberts, plenty of time. And Jorge Posada's retired. 1 down, second inning. Our second inning brought to you by Luna and our Luna doubles board. The Yankees double all-time leaders. Lou Gehrig on top with Jeter, Williams, Don Mattingly, the new manager to beat. Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio. Too bad there aren't any hitters in that group. Call today for the Luna double. Get your second room of flooring free. 877-241-LUNA.
Probably the most surprising number was Bernie Williams, who everybody thought that, he had great natural ability, but had to learn to play baseball. Switch hitter, could run, 220 guy, but certainly figured it out in the Yankee uniform and the pinstripes.
Here's Granderson. Granderson with a 5-game hit streak, a couple of hits and 8 at-bats in this series. The 0-1 delivery. Left-handers again predominate this lineup. Granderson in there. Had a 3-run homer last night. 3 home runs, 13 hits, 13 RBIs against the Orioles. That's the most against any opponent this season for Curtis Granderson. 1-1 delivery to him, lifted in the air to right center. Nick Markakis coming over. Jones didn't see it, and he's mighty thankful Markakis kept coming. Adam could not find that ball, and he just waited, hoping Nick would keep running. 2 down. The O's return to Camden Yards on Thursday, September 30. It'll be Fan Appreciation Weekend. All weekend, you'll have a chance to win VIP experiences, chance to run the field with the players, be on the field during the national anthem, get a game-worn autographed jersey. Don't miss your last chance. Orioles Magic this year coming up. Tigers will be in town, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Big house on hand, second sellout of the year last night, 48,775. Not quite as big a crowd today, but a good crowd. Kearns playing in right field, batting 8th. He's gone 1 for 3 in this series. Tillman trying for the 1-2-3 inning. Yankees start the day half a game up on Tampa Bay. Minnesota's got a 10-game lead over Chicago. Go to the postseason. Twins. Texas 10 over Oakland. They're going to be there too. Only question right now really is who wins the East and who's the wild card, and who has the best record in the American League. The Twins have got 89 wins. The Yankees have 90. Tampa Bay's got 89. Home field advantage at stake in regards to the best record. Interesting that Brian Cashman said yesterday in all the New York papers, was quoted along with Joe Girardi, so long as we make it, I don't care whether it's a championship or the wild card. And they said that in terms of better to be healthy for the postseason than to run guys out who are injured and have them hurt more. That one's going to be a base hit by Kearns.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is Kearns going to hit a high curveball into center field, and I think we're seeing that with Uehara out, and of course A-Rod, had to come off the calf injury, and of course 2 for 4, the big 3-run home run on Friday night, so you rest him appropriately. They went out. I mean, you hardly even remember that Nick Johnson. He got 70 at bats, hurt his wrist again. I mean, he was supposed to be an integral part of this offense, and the defense. Uehara could, be the DH and get some days off. So he's gone to go get Kearns and whatever. But they want to be at full strength, even though all the teams. I mean, Texas plays well at home. Minnesota, they almost had the same record as Yankees, but it behooves you to try to play at home if you can.
Yep. This is Romero Pena. Romero Pena playing at third base, batting 9th, has not had an at-bat in the series. Well, I will honestly believe they have a 4-game set coming up against Tampa Bay starting tomorrow at Yankee Stadium. I guarantee you Uehara and A-Rod will be in the lineup, and you will have a playoff atmosphere. And they will be trying to win and move into first place regardless of what they have said this weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Pena.
Yeah, Tampa Bay has the best road record of really Tampa, Minnesota, and whatever. But a lot of those wins came early on. So I keep checking out because we'll be the week after next down in Tampa Bay. But you still have guys just. How are they not hitting better than they are? How is B.J. Upton not play? There you go, as division champs, as wild card 0-3. But of course, if you're a good team, you don't look at that wild card number from years ago. You just do the best you can. I think that's probably what Joe Girardi and Brian Cashman are saying. We'd like to win our division. We'd like to have the home field advantage, but we'll figure it out if we don't.
1-2 delivery on the way and a slow roller. Tillman off to get it. Plenty of time for the flip, and we'll get the out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. Wigginton, Patterson, and Wieters are due up in a 1-1 ball game. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Gary Thorne, Jim Palmer with you on this Sunday afternoon. The Orioles finishing up the homestand. They go on the road. Only 4 more games at home after this, and that's that final weekend against the Tigers, which will take the season into October, which is not going to happen next year in light of the earlier start to try and avoid having the World Series being played in November, which could happen this year. Andy Pettit may be pitching in the snow in Colorado. Who knows? Colorado Rockies making a run at it. San Diego leads the West. Giants are a half game behind. And then Colorado's now 1 game behind. They're like every other day they gain a half a game on the leader in the West.
Well, they were 11 games back on August 22nd. And now they're 1 back. And the Giants, they just can't muster enough offense.
Cannot score.
No.
Wigginton, boy, a big brouhaha with Lincecum as Bruce Bochy took Lincecum out for a pinch hitter in the 5th inning because he felt he had a chance to get a run and needed to do it, and Lincecum was furious at being taken out of the ball game, and understandably so. Calmed down a little after the game. 1-1 delivery on the way to Wigginton. That'll be taken inside. Ty's gone 1 for 7 in the series.
I asked him, what's it like hitting off of Pettit? He said, you know what? In these counts, hitters' counts, they just throw you, they'll take a little bit off. And there's a little slider. Yeah, I mean, you think maybe you're going to get a fastball, but you just never know. And we saw that with CC Sabathia last night. He would add and subtract and take off. Wiggy said he faced Sabathia when he was traded to Milwaukee, pound you in. Totally different pitcher last night, and he got his 20th wins, and congrats to him for that.
Wigginton 0 for 6 off Pettit, and that just missed. Home plate umpire Paul Nort shaking his head as though he knew Jorge Posada was going to frame it for him.
Well, watch him go right out with the pitch. He's on the inside corner, and then he goes, nope.
Comebacker to Pettit. He can field his position. Gets the out 1 away here in the 2nd inning. Let's go to Mark Viviano.
Well, guys, Andy Pettit started his career 16 seasons ago as a rookie under then Yankees manager Buck Showalter. Today, Showalter talked about the dedication and competitive demeanor that Pettit brings to the mound, an embodiment of what is a winning Yankees culture, the type of culture Showalter says he wants to bring here to Baltimore. In fact, he told his young pitchers, watch Pettit pitch today. Study how he works the game. And Showalter added, he just hopes that Pettit isn't out there that long for them to study. Gary?
Yeah, he was interesting talking about that pitch count, too, Mark. They know Andy Pettit's only going to throw 75 or 80 pitches in the game. And he said, do you tell your players to go out there and take a lot of pitches, even if they're strikes? He said it's a conundrum, which is a very fine wine, by the way. But he said that's kind of a conundrum. 240, 137 record, 3.87 ERA. In the end, Showalter said, no, go out and just play the game. Don't worry about the pitch count. Do what you normally do in your at-bats.
Yeah, if you look at his starts, he'll start today if healthy, and then he'll pitch Wednesday in Toronto. Actually, so he'll have a chance. Actually, excuse me, he'll pitch against Boston.
In the air to left center field, Gardner.
So the way I look at it, he probably can get, counting this game, 3 more starts, and then with the postseason might get a simulated game, so he can probably have 4 starts to try to get his arm strength. So it's just a matter to give him his pitches. Of course, he wants to pitch well. Again, that's what it is. He knows what the standings say, but and Joe Girardi just wants him to be able to take his next start and figure it out, because that's what veteran pitchers do.
Here is Wieters, 2 down. Wieters an 0 for 4 in this series. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. The Orioles switch hitting catchers, hit to only 205 right-handed. 2 of his 11 home runs from this side. 277 left-handed. 0-1 delivery on the way. He's faced Pettit with 3 official at-bats and gone 0 for 3. Orioles 4-13 against the Yankees on the year, and this is the final game they play. Orioles have won only 2 out of the 8 that have been played here at home. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery. Andy MacPhail, the head of baseball operations for the Orioles, is going to be coming on in the 3rd inning to join us. Have a chance to chat with him on what he has seen so far under Buck Showalter and about the future, especially the offseason. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and Wieters will take it down low, and Pettit goes 2-2. Matt trying to wrap up a solid September that he's been in. That's pushed the average up to the 257 mark. 53 RBIs for him. 2-2 delivery. Pettit just misses. 3-2. Wanted that call, didn't get it.
Yeah, just got to remember, Matt Wieters 6'5". That ball definitely low. You could see Posada trying to drag it back into the strike zone.
So a 3-ball, 2-strike pitch, and he walked it. So Matt Wieters on with a walk with 2 down. Cesar Torres batting in the 9 spot for the Orioles. He's had a good series, couple of hits in 4 at-bats. The Orioles shortstop, also a switch hitter, 229 right, 244 left. 2 down and a runner at first. Ball game tied at 1-1. And Pettit will get the call on that one for a strike. Torres against the left-handers, seen the average drop last year. He hit 290 off lefties, but down to the 221 mark this season. And that's down the line in right and floats foul. The O's facing 2 left-handers in this series. Sabathia, of course, winning his 20th against them. They have had a struggle. It's gone back to last year. You see 09 and 2010 against lefties. 24 and 37 last year. Win percentage not much different. Team average a little down even from last year. And the home runs 31 this year, 43 last year. 17 and 29 mark against left-handed starters.
Well, your home run guy is Luke Scott on this ball club, and doesn't sit against all lefties, but what, 26 home runs, only 7 against left-handers. Slugging numbers go down. in some cases, especially this case, most left-handers control the running game a little bit better than right-handed pitchers do.
Matt Wieters will be able to tell his grandchildren Andy Pettit threw over when I was at first base, justifying all of the stories I've told you about how I can run. No one was more surprised on the toss over than Matt Wieters.
Well, it might have been Lance Berkman.
Yeah, it might have been, yeah. His Torres will foul that one off into the Yankee dugout.
Well, the one thing about Andy Pettit, and Mark Viviano was talking about, he came up in 1995 when Buck Showalter was managing, and he went 12-9. Next year he won 21 games. He's graduated where he doesn't throw a whole lot of pitches in the middle of the plate. Everything's either moving away or moving in, or you're taking a little bit on.
Second base, force play. And Robinson Cano will go there on his own. No runs, no hits, no errors, one left. To complete final game of this homestand and final against the Yankees in the year. Trivia question, and on this Sunday it is: which two active pitchers, both ex-Orioles, pitched in Memorial Stadium? Two active pitchers who pitched at Memorial.
Well, Jamie Moyer active?
Good question. Yes, we'll say yes. If you want to select him, say yes. Andy Pettit?
No, he didn't pitch in Memorial Stadium because he came up in 95.
95. All right, we're running out of guesses, and the answer is:
who are they?
Jamie Moyer,
Arthur Rose. Well, but yeah, okay, that's right. Arthur wheeling and dealing at age 40, and Jamie Moyer, the only active pitcher with more wins than Andy Pettit, with 267.
Foul ball. Brett Gardner drew a walk, moved up on a wild pitch, came around to score in a single by Cano in the first inning. The Orioles got an RBI from Jones in the first inning. And we have a 1-1 ball game, each team with a couple of hits and each team with two left on base as we are in the top of the third.
There's that cutter that Mark Viviano talked about. It's something he worked on in spring training, and this gives him another pitch. It's almost, to me, more like a slider, but the overhand curveball when you're 6'6" is such a difficult pitch to throw for strikes. Easier to throw in this situation when you're ahead.
Gardner got jammed. Good pitch inside on him. Brian Roberts will get it. And one away in the third. Don't forget the Orioles 2011 schedule. It's out. You can see it if you go on to Orioles.com, Masson.com. And that's a perfect time to make your deposit for the full or partial season plans for next year. You get great seats, great benefits, the Orange Carpet Program, saving the cost of tickets, never pay ticketing fees. Details 888-848-BIRD to go to Orioles.com. People are already talking about under Buck Showalter with the spring training. What's this team going to look like when opening day comes next year at Tampa Bay? Here's Derek Jeter. And he'll take it inside. He flied out first time up.
We'll be asking Andy MacPhail that, even though I'm sure that will be to be decided.
Yes. Tillman with a walk, no strikeouts. 1-0 delivered to Jeter. That'll catch the corner. One ball, one strikeout. Jeter now at 263, 10 homers in the year. And we'll take the pitch outside for a ball. He's moved back and forth between the leadoff spot, number 2 spot in the lineup. Tillman will settle it down a little bit. And the 2-1 delivery. Jeter will take that inside. Just misses. Tillman close, but not quite on those two.
Yeah, close, but not quite. Just doesn't work against the Yankees. They really have an idea of what they want to hit. And, of course, he's looking out over the plate in the 2-1 count. That fastball runs inside for ball 3. Now he'll look to drive the ball back up the middle. And, of course, you pull it across the plate because you know you're in a hitter's count. And there's the best fastball he's thrown. He's just been 89, 88, and then all of a sudden 94. I mean, Rick Cranach looking at the credit and going, how does he do that? And, Cranny's going to, at some point, and only 22, Tillman's going to figure out, okay, how can I add a little bit? And I always thought that when you have a real good arm, that's you want the hitter to know, not overthrow every pitch, but know you can throw 93 or 4 or 5. And then they got to speed the bat up, and then you can throttle down.
Lance Berkman at the plate. 1 on and 1 down. Berkman grounded out his first time up. Tillman has not had good success here in his own ballpark. This season 0-3 and an ERA of almost 10. In 9 career starts here, he's gone 1-4 with an ERA of over 6. Jeter at first base. 1-0 delivery. Berkman with a strike at the knees. Berkman batting in the 3 spot today. Jeter not showing a very big lead over there at the moment anyway, being held by Wigginton. One ball, one strike count. Tillman. Berkman will ground that towards second base. Brian Roberts, there's one. Relay is Turris. Got him. Gets the double play, so only has to face 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. They turn 2. Andy MacPhail will join us when we come back. A 1-1 game. Operations for the Orioles. Andy MacPhail joining us. You've laid kind of low since Buck Showalter's taken over. You've kind of been quiet and watching. And how about an assessment? What have you seen?
Well, when things are going good, just stay the heck out of the way. That's my theory. So it's pretty much all Buck all the time. That's okay with me.
What do you like?
Yeah, 26 and 18. I mean, it's been a struggle in August and September, really the last 13 years, but all of a sudden, the pitching's been terrific. Hitting's even up, on base percentage, runners in scoring position. You got to be happy with that, I would imagine.
No question, and nothing more important than the starting pitching. We've gone from 42% quality start percentage to 67 just from the day Buck walked through the door. So hopefully we can keep that progress and maturation going.
We've talked so much about the offseason. Can you give us just kind of an outline of what you're looking at to get done priority-wise?
Well, I think the first thing we have to be pretty realistic. I think we have to be pretty realistic in our assessment that, even though we've been playing at a 600-plus clip over the last quarter of the season, that realistically isn't probably where we're going to start from next year. We really have to address the offense, try to bring a little more pop to the middle of the order. I think that probably will be one of our first priorities. We certainly, like every club, if we can enhance the pitching, we're going to do that. But I think, we'd like to address the offense. I think that would probably be priority number one.
Robert's on, and he is credited with a base hit on that. So Bryant's 2 for 2 in the ballgame and does have the stolen base against Andy Pettit. Andino up and flied out his first time up.
Would the bullpen, which that's settled down by the bottom of earned run averages, be another something of concern?
Well, not so much. The bullpen has been erratic, not unlike all bullpens or a lot of bullpens around the league. We certainly have some arm strength out there and some guys who've had pretty impressive spurts, but we haven't been as consistent as we need to be. I think if we could find a veteran-type guy that we thought would anchor that bullpen, we certainly would look at that. The problem is that when you're shopping for relievers, they, by nature, are so darn inconsistent from year to year. You don't know exactly what you're getting. But we do have some arms there, but again, we're not going to be shy about trying to solidify that, stabilize that if we could.
How do you assess the free agent market, Andy, both for hitters and pitching-wise?
Well, it's not a great year, as far as you know, but there are players out there. You're going to have to try to find some guys that might improve their performance from where they were this year. It's not as deep a year sometimes as we've had in years past. But obviously we have a pretty good idea where our needs are, where the potential free agents are, and make sure that they're seen many times, and we have a good handle on them, and then we'll see how the markets play out.
1 ball, 1 strike count, and Roberts, after getting that second stolen base of the year off Andy Pettit, is now drawing the left-hander's attention.
How about Robert Andino, a guy that we saw play in at least the month that he played last year? He showed that he might be defensively a major league shortstop, but he went down and had a pretty good year at AAA Norfolk.
He did, in some respects. He still has some work to do. We thought it was important to bring him back here, let Buck have a look at him over this last month of the season, because he does have some tools which we've seen on display here last year and the time since he's been back. But 31 errors at AAA, I mean, you've got to be more consistent than that to play shortstop at the major league level. But he did go down there and play hard, had a lot of RBIs, pretty good offensive year on the pitcher's part, and wanted to give him another shot back up here.
A 1 ball, 2 strike count. Roberts had a decent lead over there on Andy Pettit. Not running, though, and Andino will foul it off again. A lot of time I know that you have spent with Buck Showalter already, Andy. Can just an overview of the working relationship that's being developed between you two?
Well, he comes with a reputation for two things, I think, in his managerial past. And one is for a high level of preparedness, which we certainly have seen already, and I think has contributed to the performance that we've seen since he's been here. The second thing he brings is a level of leadership, which we really thought was important because we have a pretty young squad that's probably not realistic to expect that some of those young guys are going to be able to take the helm of leadership. And we needed to bring somebody in here, in our view, that was successful with this managerial thing in the past and had shown leadership capability as opposed to taking a chance with someone who had not managed before.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Andino battling here against Andy Pettit, with Roberts on at first base, and Brian really in a cat and mouse with Pettit. As Andino stepped out, Roberts did not go back to the bag. I mean, that's just inviting Pettit to pay more attention to him over there at first base. He stood frozen right in that lead position, and that's exactly what Pettit does. Gotta love these kind of matchups, don't you?
Like when we're ahead.
Yeah. Brian got that stolen base. It gets you the first run here.
Well, Buck has talked many times about if you're going to play in this division, you have to beat the Yankees, you have to beat the Red Sox, Tampa Bay, and even Toronto. The Orioles have struggled with it until the last series. It's good for these young players to see a team that's on their way to the postseason.
Jeter, Cano, double play.
I mean, don't you think, at the end of the day, you're still going to have to compete against these guys, and you're going to have to see how your young players and how even some of your veterans deal with it.
No question, Jim. And, for me, I try to simplify it even further than that. Let's just get better. Let's not focus so much on who we play, when we play them, that sort of thing. There are certain areas where we definitely need to improve. Let's just focus on making ourselves as good a baseball team as we possibly can, as soon as we possibly can. And part of that has been the maturing of our young starters, which has been a very encouraging sign. And frankly, they've done it against some of the best offenses in baseball. They've had to go through, if you were to look at the top 10 offenses in all of the 30 clubs and rank them by OPS, I think we've played about 8 of them and have done very well by that measure. So that's encouraging. We just need to make individual decisions to make our team better.
Marquez down to third base. That'll be played by Pena and got the out. Andy, great to see you. I know it's going to be a very busy offseason. I'm sure we'll be talking with you before the season's done, though, but thanks for coming in.
My pleasure, fellas. Thank you for having me.
All right, head of baseball operations, Andy MacPhail, joining us here. Ball game remains tied 1-1. Time running out this season. Your chance to enjoy this park within a park. The new Kids Corner, brand new interactive equipment and toys for the entire family to play. Fun climb, play area, batting cage. We hope when you come to Camden Yards, you'll take a look and enjoy. Located on the park's main concourse level, just inside Gate C on the first base side, the Carvel Kids Corner. And yes, there's food. 1-1 ball game, 1-3-0 for the Orioles, 1-2-0 for the Yankees. Each team with 2 left on base through the first 3 innings. Robinson Cano a single and an RBI, driving in Gardner in the first inning. The Orioles RBI by Jones, bringing in Roberts in the first inning.
So now he is 6 for 7 off of Chris Tillman. I suppose this is one of the better ways to face him. I would prefer with 2 outs, nobody on. Then you can walk him.
He now has a 6-game hit streak as a result of the base hit that he picked up. Cano continues to have tremendous success here in this ballpark as well, with that 373 batting average here at Camden Yards. 2-0 delivery on the way to him, and Tillman outside with it, and falls behind on Cano, 3-0. The Yankees with a victory yesterday at 90 wins on the year. It is the 13th time in the last 15 years that the Yankees franchise has had a 90 or more win season. 13 out of 15. 3-0 pitch, and took it. And Tillman surrenders a leadoff walk. He did that in the first inning when Gardner came around to score. It's the third walk of the game.
Yeah, tried to get him out with something other than the fastball because he ran the count to 2-0 the first time, and then he got the RBI single up the middle.
That will bring up Nick Swisher. Swisher, another good Camden Yards hitter. 328 lifetime year, 14 home runs. 28th game he's played here.
Now, I don't believe he's signed for next year. I believe he will become a free agent unless the Yankees re-sign him.
Watch the big cut and misses on that one. Yeah, Yankees have a lot of DHs, don't they?
Yeah, well, they do. And, you know, I think that's why they let Johnny Damon go, because they felt that, you know, they could bring in Nick Johnson, and if he stayed healthy, which he didn't, he could play first a little bit. He could DH. He could, you know, if Teixeira could have some times off, they could just kind of interchange all these guys. And that's why Swisher lost all the weight to try to be better in the outfield.
That's going to be a foul ball.
But the one thing, and I think the thing that the Yankees are going to have to, he can tell you that that back knee, that left knee, the one that he hit the foul ball off is better, but you'll be able to tell because it's the push-off leg when he hits left-handed. And this, for a guy that, you know, is a home run guy, 22 of his 26 home runs are from this side of the plate.
The Yankees just trying to baby this thing through to the postseason as far as the players and their injuries and nicks and bruises. Way inside to him. Swisher jackknifes away, and a 1-ball 2-strike count on him. He is 8th among the strikeout leaders in the American League, along with the good offensive numbers that he has put up on the season.
Well, he comes out of that Oakland athletics organization where it was the money ball theory. Hit home runs, which he did, walk a lot, and they can ignore the strikeouts.
1-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's going to be inside. So Tillman will take it 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you could see, and as Chris Tillman gets his innings, that even though he doesn't always command his pitches, the intentions are there. You know, right there trying to run a fastball in on his fist. Let's see if they go away with something off speed here. Let's see, Weeder's on the outside corner.
2-2, and he got him.
And it's a good changeup. Boy, a lot of late depth to that one.
First strikeout for Tillman.
And a lot of this, Gary, being able to get that pitch over is that you run the fastball in on his fist and get in a situation where you make him cognizant of inside and then turn it over a little bit.
Now Tillman gets the K. Cano's still on at first base with 1 down now, and Jorge Posada. Posada looking for his first hit off Tillman in the limited number of at-bats he's had. 0 for 6 for the switch-hitting catcher. Posada this year, 264 right and 256 left. And the home runs have been almost equally divided. He's had 10 from this side of the plate and 8 from the other. He's played, despite the injuries now, in 111 ball games, and he's over 350 at bats on the year. With Cervelli doing a lot of catching. Changeup's going to miss up high, and count goes to 2-0. Few high clouds take care of some of that glare we've had for the ball game. 80 degrees when we started today, and a really great early fall, late summer day. Cano just falls back onto the bag.
Well, that's usually what he does. All the times he's been on, he's attempted 4 steals. That's just a young pitcher going, you know what, I just threw Posada 2 changeups. It's 2-0. He's looking fastball. That's probably what I'm going to throw. Can I make a good pitch? And that's what pitching is, whether you're young or old. And he overthrows it a little bit. 3-0.
So Posada gets ahead on the count here. Like Showalter had to use the bullpen a lot in the ball game. Hendrickson, Hernandez, Simone, Vandenhurst all pitched in yesterday's ball game. 3-0 delivery is taken. It is in there for a strike. Orioles will head up to Boston for a series starting tomorrow night. Brian Mattis 8-12 will go against Daisuke Matsuzaka, who's 9-5. Brad Bergeson now is going to go on Tuesday against Clay Buchholz, and maybe Kevin Millwood on Wednesday against John Lackey. Not finally decided yet. 3-1 pitch and a strike taken as Posada was getting ready to go to first. He almost had the shin guard off.
Yeah, borderline, close enough. He was reaching, though. I'll tell you what, home plate umpire, I mean, to me, Paul Nauer, he's done a nice job already. It just looks like he's very consistent. Well, the first night we had balls 2-3 inches off the outside corner, inside corner.
There goes the runner, and that will be fouled off. So Cano going with one down on the 3-2, and Posada broke the bat. He'll come back to get the new one and wants to pine tar it.
Just go to the helmet.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Just touch your hands on your helmet, you got it done.
Well, you know, in the old days, when you had to go off the pitching mound to get, spit or whatever you want to call it, or saliva on your fingers, now you just can't have your foot on the pitching rubber. All you do is, wet your hat, towel it off, and your brim would be just a little bit moist, and, you wipe it off your uniform.
Or don't wipe it off.
Or don't wipe it off if
you know how to do that.
Exactly. And right here, you just go to the helmet. It used to be blue.
Runner goes again. That's ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning, 4 in the game. The Yankees have runners on at first and second base with only one away. And Curtis Granderson will be coming up to the plate. Wieters is going to go up and talk to Tillman. Tillman up to 63 pitches right now. Our game flow brought to you by Bank of America. It's been each team taking advantage of opportunities. The walk to Gardner, wild pitch set up the Cano, RBI. While for the Orioles, the Roberts single, a stolen base, a move up and a fly ball, and a single by Jones created the RBI. Cano on at second base, Jose Posada on at first. And Granderson flied out his first time up. He will take that one for a strike.
Well, what was that number you threw out there? Whether you walk a guy or he singles, 37.9% of the time he scores?
Yes.
Either way. The first batter? That gives you a pretty good idea. You like to get that first guy out. It drops into the 15th percentile.
That matters if you can get the leadoff man on.
My theory was you get the first guy out, you can walk the bases loaded and still get the double play ball.
You could. Absolutely. Makes things exciting, too.
But it's hard to do when you don't get the first guy on.
And then get the bases loaded.
Yeah, exactly.
Granderson will take the pitch inside. Tillman working behind hitters now in a 2-ball 1-strike count. Granderson at 246 on the year. 450 slugging percentage with the 19 home runs that he's hit. And Granderson with good speed. He's got 17 doubles and 6 triples.
Well, see, I had a theory, and we haven't seen it, which basically, if you're a young pitcher and your best pitch is your fastball, that's what you throw, but that's not the case today. A lot of breaking balls. He's pitching like Kevin Millwood. But Kevin Millwood is 35, and he's got 2,000 innings and all those wins. And so now, all of a sudden, you're back in another fastball count, and you haven't thrown it very much.
That's going to be a base hit into right center field. Cano's going to come around to score. Throw will go into third. RBI, Granderson, and a 2-1 Yankee lead.
I mean, Curtis is waiting. He had a hanging slider, 3-run home run last night. He's looking fastball. It's not a bad pitch, except the count. The count allows him 3 balls and 1 strike to sit on a heater. And then he gets it, and this is the different Curtis Granderson since he changed his swing with his hands back up the middle.
54 RBIs for him. As Cano will cross, and Rick Kranitz will go to the mound to talk to the young 22-year-old right-hander. And both runs that have crossed, Gardner and Cano, both reached base via the walk. Robinson Cano scoring his 99th run of the year, so he's got over 100 RBIs, and he soon is going to have 100 runs. The Yankees already have Derek Jeter and Mark Teixeira having scored 100 or more runs. One away, and Austin Kearns coming up. Kearns singled in his first at bat. He's got a 5-game hit streak going. He's had 5 hits in his last 14 times to the plate, coming over from the Indians at the end of July. 1 down and a strike.
Yeah, his base hit was on a high curveball, just stayed up a little bit, and he pinged it into center field. Well, they got Kearns, they got Kerry Wood, they got Berkman. Need to get better. The Yankees go out and get them.
Load up for the postseason, and then they'll have some deals or non-signings to reduce the roster and personnel where they need them for next year. Mark Teixeira watching this one. Played in only 1 game so far. 1-1 deliveries in the dirt. Wieters will make the stop on it.
Yeah, how about if Teixeira, he had 136 in April. What if he ever has a good April? 2 years ago, didn't even play in the World Baseball Classic because he wanted to get prepared. And, he's just one of those guys, a slow starter.
Promised himself this year he'd have a better April. Still, it wouldn't happen for him.
Certainly all the effort there.
Yep.
That's all you can ask for, but maybe sometimes try a little bit too hard.
2-1 delivery on the way. Yankees won't care so long as he continues to have the rest of the months with the way they have been.
Well, and we saw on Friday night, even though he's he's got the broken little toe on his right foot and the bruised thumb, that he saved him 2-3 runs with his glove, even though he didn't get a base hit. But we got a young pitcher out here today. He finessed his way through the first 3 innings, walked the leadoff batter, and now, all of a sudden, when he needs to make pitches with his fastball, unable to do that. And now you're back in another one of those dreaded fastball counts as Matt Albers will get loose.
Down goes 3-1 on Kearns. Posada off second, Granderson off first base. And it will go to 3-2. He came in with a heater, and that's what he wanted and missed it.
Yeah, and it's a hitter's count. Pretty good late life on that fastball. And Austin Kearns can't quite get to it.
With 1 away, we'll see if Girardi sends Posada and Granderson here or not. They do not go, and the pitch is inside, and he walked him. So that's probably about the end of the line. 3 walks in the inning, 5 in the ball game by Tillman. And the bases are loaded with 1 away for Pena. Well, the Yankees with a chance here in the 4th inning to do some damage. In the starts this year by Tillman, he had walked 6 in his last outing against Detroit. 6 days rest for Tillman after that start, and he has now walked 5 in this one. Ramiro Pena hitting at .229 will take a strike. Pena grounded out his first time up in the ball game. Still only 1 away, but for Tillman, that 1 pitch and a ground ball in the double play will get him out of this. Pena, switch hitter. Down the line. Andino. And no run. And a 2-strike count. Pena's had most of his at-bats. He's switch hitter from this left side this year, where he's hit .257.
Yeah, this is definitely his best side. 15 RBIs out of 18.
Only 30 at-bats right-handed.
Now, he's just a utility guy that's very good defensively, can play all over the infield.
And takes it up high for a ball. Versatility usually gives that one last guy on the roster an opportunity to play over someone who may have an advantage in particular areas but doesn't have the ability to play a number of positions. Pena's one of those. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And at the end of the day, they usually lead the league in runs scored. He's the type of guy, kind of like a Mark Belanger guy that won 8-9 Gold Gloves, where you can put him out there, even though Blade played on a regular basis. He can save you runs with his glove.
1-2. Bases loaded. Pena, third base. Andino again. No room. Pena's hit successfully in 9 of the last 15 starts that he has had. He's been, Jim said, oftentimes a defensive replacement late in the ball game, as he did the ball game yesterday with the Yankees way out on top. They put him in at second base. 1-2 the count, 4th inning. Yankees have the 2-1 lead, run in on the RBI by Granderson. And it came in on the fist and fights it off. It'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Talked about the American League races coming into this Sunday. The National League, Philadelphia's 3 up now in Atlanta. They've won 6 in a row. Cincinnati all but sewn it up, 7 ahead of the Cardinals. San Diego with that half-game lead over the Giants and 1-game lead over Colorado. Atlanta's the wild card team for the moment, but only 2 up on the Giants. 1-2 delivery, and that's a tapper. Got to play at the plate. Tillman gets it there. Oh, he did a little juggling act first. He takes a deep breath.
Well, you have a guy that normally doesn't play, so you need an out. There you go. First pitch changeup just for a strike. Laid on the fastball. Hangs the curveball. Ball 1. Changeup, good one. Tries to get him out inside right here, and then the changeup in the middle of the plate. He gets a little roller, and again you work on it, but does it really matter? And again the backhand flip, nicely executed, even though maybe a little double clutch. That's all you're going to get anyway.
Gets the out at the plate. Now there are 2 down. And Brett Gardner. Gardner, the leadoff batter, walked and scored in the first. He is grounded out. Gardner's 4 for 13 with the bases loaded this year and does have 1 grand slam. Bases are loaded with 2 down. Tillman's pitch will miss inside for a ball.
Yeah, that's what he got him to bounce out on the last time. Every time he's thrown him a fastball, he's either been laid on it or ripped it foul by pulling it. Kind of interesting. So again, this guy takes more pitches than anybody in the American League, and when you know that, or at least you should know it, that means you have to be aggressive early on. And again, he's falling behind 2-0.
So Tillman, this has been a real struggle. It's still just a 2-1 ball game.
Well, Gary, he hasn't been real aggressive with his fastball today. I mean, it's almost like this has been a scouting report afternoon, where I'm just going to get him out the way the scouting report says, but not what I do best. Or, I mean, it's just very difficult. I just haven't seen too many young guys being able to use all their pitches at age 22 and get them over. Got himself in a lot of hitters' counts.
2-0 delivery to Gardner, and he puts it up high and in danger of walking him as the count goes to 3-0.
And you could see him right there. Again, because it's a hitter count, he's looking fastball. So if the ball's a little bit out of the zone, it's easier to take. Count even, or you have 2 strikes, he probably would have chased that pitch.
For Gardner this year, as the walks pile up now, he's got 73. He does strike out a lot. 92 Ks. And he walked him on 4 straight. That will be an RBI walk, bringing in Granderson, and extends the lead, and Showalter's seen enough. So Tillman will come out of the ball game as he works 3 2/3 innings. He'll be charged with the 3 runs and responsible for the 3 on base. Matt Albers coming out of the bullpen. so far. There are 3 on with 2 down, and Matt Albers on to pitch.
Yeah, back-to-back games of 6 walks for Chris Tillman. Matt Albers real good for a while. Last 2 over 2 1/3 innings, 4 earned runs after 9 scoreless appearances. So good lately. And again, how do you do against Derek Jeter? That's the most important thing here. And
1 for 11.
Yeah, that's a good number. Why, you're bringing him in because you didn't have a choice.
The bases are loaded. 2 down. 2 runs in here in the 4th inning on just 1 hit, but 3 walks. Jeter in the 2 spot today has walked and flied out. Yankees up just 3-1. And a big at bat. Albers will start him out with a strike. Well, despite all the walks in the inning, here's still a chance to get out of this with only 2 runs scored.
And Matt's done a pretty good job of the 38 runners that he has come in and inherited. Only 12 have scored, with a pretty good percentage.
That one will go to short. As Torres up, running throw to first, and Albers gets the big out in the inning. Yankees will add a couple, and they now lead it 3-1. To make it a comeback, a 3-1 ball game. Adam Jones getting ready to come up as the Orioles have an RBI from Jones in this ball game. Came in the 1st inning. Roberts a single, stole 2nd, moved up to 3rd on a fly ball. And Jones would lay one down for the base hit RBI and send Andy Pettit to scuffling on the mound. Let's check in with Mark Viviano. Mark.
Yeah, talked to Adam Jones prior to the game about bunting and stealing bases, and he said both involve an element of risk. As far as stealing bases, he only has 5 this year, and I asked him why not more. He says, I'm really not sure. I've never considered myself a base stealer. I'm a pretty good base runner. I asked Corey Patterson, who's an excellent base stealer, what potential Jones would have as a base stealer. He said Jones could be good for 15 to 20 a year if it was something he concentrated on, Gary.
And he may do more of that. But we'll see. He's got the ability, I think, to do that.
Yeah, he just said you have to be more aggressive, and I think, I know that in former managers, they would give Adam and other potential base stealers the steal sign, and they wouldn't go.
Yeah,
they just don't feel comfortable doing that.
So Andy Pettit's got a 2-run lead here. Jones, Fox, and Wigginton do up in the bottom of the 4th inning. Adam now with 6 hits and 16 at bats, lifetime off Andy Pettit, and continuing a September in which he has hit over .410 with a couple of home runs. The 0-2 delivery to him, and that's in the air to right field. Kearns. Jones retired, one away. On Sunday, October 3, all kids 14 and under are invited to wear a Halloween costume of your favorite orange and black outfit to the ballpark for the first ever trick-or-treat celebration. Kids at the 1:35 O's game against the Tigers will have a chance to win prizes. They'll collect some candy and goodies at the trick-or-treat stations located throughout the park. For details, 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. That's on Sunday, October 3.
You'll be having that pumpkin-colored shirt you had on the other night.
No mask needed.
Yes.
Here's Jake Fox.
Might even get it on camera that day that you didn't get on Friday.
Well, it broke the camera the other night. They took one
shirt?
shot and the thing exploded.
Wasn't the...
No, the shirt just did it. It's a tough orange shirt. It's fall colors, though, you got to admit. You've heard the great pumpkin story. Well, now you know who it is.
Autumnal. Right?
Yes.
It was an autumnal look?
Autumnal look. That's another name I saw in the paper this morning referring to John Lackey, the pitcher. Did you see that?
No.
Lackey Luster?
Oh, well. Yeah, they
Wow.
go at 12 and 11 with high ERA, 4 more years on the contract. You read the Globe, and one of the writers, of course, they can be pretty cynical in Boston. And 4 more years.
Chanted the fans.
Well, they weren't chanting that, but he was just saying they could have.
And Lackey will be in the series. He's due to pitch on Wednesday against probably Kevin Millwood, although that's not set yet in the 3-game series in Boston. We'll be there tomorrow night to bring it to you. Brian Mattis and Daisuke Matsuzaka. Out in front of that, that's going to be back into the seats. Fox grounded out his first time up. He's the DH in the ball game for the Orioles.
Yeah, we will bring you the numbers. It'll be kind of interesting when we look at Lackey's numbers, how he has done as a Red Sox pitching against the other American League East teams. And again, as Andy MacPhail has noted, there are a lot of the better offensive teams in this division.
Grounded towards third base. Pena. 2 away in the fourth. And today's Maryland Lottery Hit It Here fan of the game is Linda Montgomery from Joppa. If an Orioles player hits the Hit It Here sign located in the bullpen, Linda, you win $100,000. To find out more how you can become fan of the game, go to mdlottery.com/hit it here. Linda Montgomery, good luck. Ty Wigginton grounded out his first time up. Ty Wigginton grounded out his second time up. 1, 2, 3 in the fourth inning. As Andy Pettit gets through that one in a hurry. Yankees up by 2. HD broadcast is brought to you by Ford. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. Grill's on. Good Sunday afternoon to have it on, actually. Thanks for being with us. Here's the Orioles Trying to battle back from a 3-1 deficit. The Yankees are trying to sweep this series. The Yankees already have 2 sweeps against the Orioles on the season. Girardi's ball club, after their 91st win, trying to maintain that hold on the #1 spot in the East.
Yeah, it's amazing what one swing can do to a series. The 3-run home run by Alex Rodriguez with 1 strike and down by 2 runs on Friday night. Turned this series around.
And really took some pressure off the Yankees. They were not having a good road trip. Had won only 1, lost 5 coming in. They've got a chance to go 4-5 on this road trip if they win it here with the Orioles. Trying to avoid the sweep. That one hit in the air to center field by Berkman. And Jones has got it. One away. Orioles Reach once again is teamed up with Maryland SPCA. It's the 2011 Orioles Pet Calendar presented by Southwest Airlines. 12 months, great pet photos along with your favorite Orioles. Proceeds benefit the Maryland SPCA. And they're just $15. Orioles.com is where you can go to find them. Robinson Cano has extended his hit streak to 6 games. RBI single in the first. He has also drawn a walk and scored a run. Cano in with 1 down and nobody on. Towards the middle, another base hit. He is a machine.
Yeah, well, he really is. And, you know, for Matt Albers, this is another example of everyone to slam the door. And, of course, a matchup guy. We told you 1 for 11. Jeter, when he came in with the bases loaded, got him to bounce out. Lefties give him a little bit more problem, about a 48-point difference, and I think that'll be the one thing. When you look towards 2011, Matt Albers, when he gets on a roll, he can get everybody out. But righties, he handles better than lefties, and he's going to see 6 straight lefties in this lineup.
Albers now with the runner at first base, and Nick Swisher. First ball hitting to center. Jones. Cano will go back, and there are 2 down. On this Sunday, let's take a look at this date in baseball, all the way back to 1914, how the money has changed. Grover Cleveland Alexander got a check for winning 25 games, $1,000 at that time. That was a lot of money. 1929, Joe Sewell set a major league record, 115 consecutive games without striking out. And in 1980, Al Kaline, the first player in Tiger history to have his uniform retired. And it sits now at the new ballpark. 1953 to 74 he played, the Hall of Famer, and one of the game's really great people. All of that on this date. Here's Jorge Posada, and he will take the pitch away for ball. $1,000 in 1914. I didn't do the current money value, but that had to be a pretty good check.
That was a bonus?
Yeah, bonus for winning 25 games.
Huge.
It's a lot of money. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that will miss outside. Posada now 2-0. He has drawn a walk and grounded out in the ball game. Cano on at first base. 2-0 delivery. Posada takes it. It is in there for a strike.
So 5 of their 9 hitters walked. So I almost feel like you're left out if you haven't walked today if you're a Yankee.
2 of the 5 have scored. Tillman, 3 runs, 3 hits over 3 2/3, 6 walks and a strikeout. Albers 2-1 delivery. Posada takes a strike.
See, I mean, everybody calls them free passes, but when you look at the Yankees work the count, I mean, right there is a perfect example. 2-1. Jorge's looking for a ball to drive. Matt Albers makes a good pitch. He takes it. So a lot of times you earn walks.
Yankees second in walks in the league. That'll be inside. Only Tampa Bay leads with more. Yankees, though, have the best on base percentage. Tampa Bay is third.
And then you're going to Boston tomorrow, and they're second in runs. And because of all their injuries, maybe they're on base percentage, but they're usually in the top 3 on base percentage wise every year.
Fourth in the league still. And Posada's gone. Albers gets his strikeout. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. And it remains 3-1 Yankees.
Opportunity this weekend to start at third base for the Orioles, and so far he's making good on that opportunity. But what does it mean for rookie Josh Bell, who's had to sit out this entire series? He struggled at the plate in 44 games as a rookie. Bell has 50 strikeouts, and I spoke with him today. He says, I come to the ballpark, I look at the lineup hoping to be in it. When I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm going to look at every day that I'm in the major leagues as an opportunity to learn. What's interesting with Andino playing at third base, this now his third game there, he's yet to get a ground ball off a Yankee bat. We'll see if he gets a chance to show his skills with the leather over there at third. Back upstairs, Gary and Jim.
All right, and the Yankees here have the 3-1 lead in the ball game, and it's going to be tough for Josh Bell. He knows he's fighting for a position with his team, and when you're sitting and watching, there's no chance to show. And Andino is clearly somebody that Buck Showalter wants a long look at. Take a look moments ago, the SK base steal. These kids come out here. Hold that up there. Yes! Beat the clock. Can barely breathe. Has run all the way up to second. Got it out. And ran all the way back.
Somebody please take this bait.
Yeah, I love
it's
it.
Heavy.
Corey Patterson. Usually one of the players, the youngster will come out and try and pull the base up, and they can't do it. One of the players, usually a visiting player, because of when it's done, will go over and help. But that youngster pulled the base out and ran, did it themselves. And did not go around on the pitch. Corey Patterson. Orioles trailing by 2. Yankees 3-4-0. The Orioles 1-3-0. Yankees have left 6. The Orioles 2. Andy Pettit jammed him, and that'll come back over the screen. Patterson flied out his first time up. Pettit trying to pick up his 12th win of the year. He has only 2 losses, and he's 27-6 against the Orioles, including the win this season, 1-0. Best winning percentage of his career this year. Now, granted, he's missed some games, but that's a nasty off-speed breaking ball.
Yeah, the change of speed gets him. A lot of times you like to throw your breaking ball away, but it's like he throws it right at Corey Patterson. You can see where Posada is. He has to reach back across the plate, but it's down. And again, a lot of deception with Andy Pettit. Big guy, 6'4", 6'5", really uses his front side. And again, he'll get that front shoulder up, but he gets it down and able to get over the front side and hide the ball about as well as anybody.
Wieters will take the fastball outside. Andy Pettit right now is the only pitcher on a major league roster who's got at least 100 games over 500. That's unbelievable. His lifetime record is 240 and 137. Only 26 pitchers all time have had a win percentage that's included 100 games above 500. That's in their career, and so far that's where Andy Pettit is. It's the likes of Lefty Grove, Walter Johnson, Juan Marichal, Christy Matheson. A strike taken by Wieters, who has drawn a walk.
I would assume Mike Mussina would be in that group.
Let's see. Tom Seaver, Warren Spahn, Cy Young. They are. Yep, Mike Mussina. Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson, Tommy Glavine. Three balls, 2 strikes. And Wieters swings through it. Hadn't had a strikeout. Now he's got 2 in a row.
I kind of figured the pitch count now at 65. So again, maybe getting a little closer to the finish line and just a little extra 91. And then it's that 2-seam fastball that runs away. He came up. He was a conventional lefty, just fastball, curveball, changeup. Then he came up with a cut fastball, got away from establishing down and away to a right-handed batter. Jim Cott, who, one of the great pitchers of all time, over 280 wins, who was broadcasting, said, you got to locate that outside corner. And then all of a sudden, the 2-seamer allowed him to get a lot of ground balls. Right there, that pitch right there. I mean, that's what Brian Mattis has been able to do on his way over the last 6-7 starts to win 5 games. I think 5-1 with a low ERA. Establish outside to a righty.
As Torres pops that one up shallow right field. And that's exactly where Kearns is playing. A 1-2-3 inning. That's going to be 8 in a row retired by Andy Pettit. In the warehouse, bring the voucher and get yours. It's open 9 to 5 or during the games. Fan Appreciation Weekend, you can do it then as well, the final 4 games of the season. Or for information, 888-848-BIRD.
Yeah, Buck Showalter talking today. He said he went to look at homes for next season, and he said he saw this guy that looked like Brooks Robinson walking down the street. He stopped the car, rolled down the window. He said, Brooks, hi, Buck Showalter. And he said, Brooksy, it starts to rain, and Connie wants Brooks, you ought to get out of the rain. He said, no, it's fine. How often do you get to talk to Buck Showalter? He said he could. He said it really was, and he said it's amazing. And I think for all of us who knows Brooks, he said the sparkle in his eye, and that's what.
Is Torres over to get it? Nice play to get Granderson,
and how fitting. We talk about Brooks Robinson, and then he won 16 Gold Gloves. Mr. Izzy is Turris. He won a Gold Glove 2004 with the Dodgers. The ball off the end of the bat, so he's able to get to it. Look at this range. What a tough throw.
And Granderson with good speed.
Yeah.
So as Turris flashing the leather, gets the out, 1 down.
So Buck says, well, I didn't want Brooks to stand in the rain. He said, but he wanted to talk, so... Anyway, Brooksy, we wish you well wherever you are walking.
That's always a good sign. Here's Austin Kearns, and that is taken inside for a ball.
There it is, and again, that doesn't show you all the walks. There were 6 walks while Chris Tillman was in there, but it all started out with Gardner walking, and then Cano got him in, and they're 52-17 when they score first, the Yankees. And that's what happened this
Albers trying to hold it there. Girardi and his team trying to sweep the Orioles for the 3rd time this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Matt Albers on in relief. Kearns swinging through it. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Pena waiting on deck. Yankees have reached the 100-day mark in which they have been in first place this season. Not necessarily by a lot, but far better to be looking back than be looking up.
And they look out at that scoreboard and they see, even though that game's certainly far from being over, the Angels 4-1 over Tampa Bay. So I don't care what anybody says. I looked at the scoreboard in April. But
Absolutely.
when you're in September, I mean, you always want to know what the other. That's part of the game.
It's
you
fun.
know, you read the box scores. Now with a computer, you read the other sporting pages in the other cities. That's part of being a baseball player.
And a fan.
Yeah.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Fouled away.
I mean, if you have a computer, you can go on USSportsPages.com and read any sports page in North America.
Yep.
So if you're a sports fan, I mean, it's not just about baseball. You can, like if you have a computer, you can read almost any newspaper in North America.
Mike Flanagan taught us all of that.
Yeah. About
using the computer and going online. Here's the 2-2 delivery to Kearns, and that hit him. Albers coming inside, and that hurt.
Yeah, back of the left arm and that front arm. That's why a lot of guys wear that little protective. You're a right-handed pitcher. You have 2 strikes. You're trying to protect all 4 corners of the plate. And there are a lot of nerves running around right around the elbow. You can see right off the back of the tricep there.
Oh. Said he's all right. Girardi, Steve Donahue, assistant trainer, out to look at him.
Hey, he had some elbow problems when he was playing with the Nationals and had to have that operation. So, again, a lot of pain.
So the Yankees get a runner on with 1 away here in the 6th. And Pena, the number 9 hitter, 0 for 2 in the ball game. Fielder's choice and ground ball out. And the pitch away from Albers for a ball. We are in the 6th inning. It's about allowing not any more from the Orioles' perspective here, as they could easily get back into this ball game. They've only had 3 hits, but the Yankees have only had 4. And almost thrown away as Wigginton comes off the bag to haul it in.
Well, of course, when you beat the Yankees, you know, the Orioles, when we talked to Andy MacPhail about that, erratic bullpen, so they're 4th in earned run average. And it's kind of been neck and neck with Kansas City. The Yankees are number 2 in bullpen ERA.
Up high to him, 2-0. 2-0 count, 1 down. Infield at double play depth here. They can get the ground ball, and Matt Albers is a good sinker ball pitcher.
Yeah, and one of the things is right there, you know, second basemen always want to cheat a little bit to try to get ready for the double play. And of course, Payne's going to try to hit a ball in the right field if he gets the count. I think with Matt Albers, he just has good movement. Added a slider, got the curve ball. Hardly ever see him throw a changeup.
Two-one count. Pena waiting, runner going. Slashed right towards the hole and a base hit. Great execution.
Well, you know,
there, Pena saw that he had his Torres cutting to the bag with a runner going and a hit and run to perfection.
I don't know, maybe it's my angle up in the booth. It's almost like Andino figures I can catch this ball, but his Torres is going to be there. Now he takes his glove away. And you can see his Torres, he's covering. So again, I'm not sure, maybe he did not see Kearns running. But boy, the play in front of you, and you know, maybe the lack of familiarity at third base, but it looked like he just kind of took the glove back. Wouldn't have been an easy play. And the ball gets through. I don't know if they would have gotten the force run, but they might have gotten Pena over at first base.
The Yankees have runners at first and third now with one away. Pena will pick up the base hit, fifth of the Yankees, for the Yankees in the game. Gardner, infield in. And they came in on the pitch, and a strike taken. Gardner has walked twice, scored a run, picked up an RBI and a bases loaded walk. Kearns the lead runner. Pena over at first base, only one out. Now the infield will move in before the pitch. And the 0-1 delivery. Something Davey Johnson liked to do was infield moving in when the pitcher's in the windup, just to try and distract the hitter a little bit.
Well, I think probably Buck figures with Gardner's speed, you're not going to get the conventional double play ball. So again, if it's hit real hard, I'm not even sure you can turn a double play, because Esturris is going to have to actually go back to his left, but you can't have a chance to throw Kearns out at home plate.
Pena had a big lead over there at first, so there's the look to third.
Well, his job is to try to break up the double play with only one out.
Kearns, of course, does not have to go from third. He probably would not be running on contact. He's not particularly fast. 1-1 delivery on the way up high. Wieters chasing Pena back to the bag. And Brett Gardner in the leadoff spot, getting the RBI opportunity. Yankees with a 3-1 lead and trying to add to it here in the sixth inning.
Well, they came in getting on base almost 39% of the time, which is up there. 389. That's gone up on base 2 out of 3 times this afternoon.
Gardner will take it away. Yankees, with all the runs they've scored, they've had so many opportunities in it. And Cano's hit 318, runners in scoring position. Cervelli 297, Rodriguez 299, Swisher 298, Teixeira 288. Well, that's a lineup of big numbers with scoring chances, and that's why they have the most runs. 3-1 count. And a strike taken as Gardner was ready to heave the bat.
Yeah, he thinks it's high. And again, most pitches seen, and it probably was a little bit off the plate. And
Mark Hendrickson, left-hander in the bullpen. Have Jeter, then Berkman due up if the inning goes on.
So now they move back, and I would imagine Pena will be running on this play.
3-2-1 down. Kearns off third. There goes Pena. And a ground ball to third base. Runner not coming home. Gunned over by Andino to get the out.
There's your first ground ball. Little jam shot.
Timely.
Yeah, inside out swing. Yeah, I mean, he just checks the runner. And then that snap throw right over to Ty Wigington. A lot of Yankee fans, and it's amazing when, well, it's not amazing with 2,907 hits, when Jeter comes up, just the noise level increases.
So Derek Jeter, who's had more at-bats with runners in scoring position than any other Yankee except Cano. Cano's 157, Jeter's 150. And in these situations, hitting 247. 2 on, 2 down. Jeter a walk and 0 for 2.
Yeah, I think his lifetime number, I mean, he comes in with a 317 lifetime batting average into this season, but his lifetime with runners in scoring position in the 300 range.
Jeter will take the Albers delivery. It's there, and a 1-1 strikeout.
And remember, 1 for 12 lifetime off Matt Albers. And Albers came in to face him with the bases loaded and got him to hit a ground ball to shortstop.
Jeter hit only 259 with runners in scoring position last year. With almost identical numbers. A little lower this year, 247. 1-1 strike count. And that's their first strike. And it goes to 1-2. This is where the Yankees on the road trip had their problems picking up hits with runners in scoring position. They came out of it certainly in the ball game yesterday, where they Picked up 11 runs, winning 11-3.
Well, they 20 for 100 coming into Friday night. They went 1 for 9, but again, the home runs by Alex Rodriguez, solo and 3-run, that changed those numbers.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way to Jeter, and he just protects with a foul ball.
Well, Gary, you know, you go through your 36, you're on your way to 3,000 hits. I don't think the fact that his contract is up after this year has any bearing on it, but 330 last year, one of his best years ever. And well, I remember, I think back in maybe 2004, hitting almost 150 early in the year, but he turned it around. But at 36, are you having a bad year or are you losing something?
That one towards the hole, backhanded by his tourist, a long throw, and he got it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left in scoring position. The Orioles with the chance here, down by only 2. On the season. Bunt, base hit. Jones, RBI. Cano, base hit, RBI. Is Turris, outstanding defensive play as he's done this entire series, and the best play of all, carrying that second base off the field to the roar of the crowd.
That's a true stolen base.
That is. Exhaustion be darned. Andy Pettit on the mound has walked 1 and struck out 2. Pettit getting back into the rotation, not having pitched since July 18. Has held the Orioles to a run on 3 hits. All singles, 2 in the first inning. He's retired 8 in a row. Brian Roberts, 2 of the hits, 2 singles.
There you go. And Adam Jones, again, the big bunt play, perfectly executed. And they get a run, actually to even up the score in the first.
Roberts will take it for a strike, 0-2.
Yeah, curveball away, fastball inside corner.
Andino and then Marquez due up against the 38-year-old left-hander. Pettit with the 0-2 delivery. Floats that one a little bit outside. One would think this would be his last inning. The bullpen of the Yankees meandering about.
Yeah, I think he had 65 pitches going into this inning, and if he's going to be around 80. And again, a very good bullpen. And there are a lot of options if you're Joe Girardi. We saw Chamberlain yesterday. We also have Kerry Wood. And Dave Robertson, saw him on Friday. On the back end of the bullpen to get to Rivera, your closer.
And jammed in like sardines.
They only have 10. Only 10 in their bullpen.
1-2 delivery on the way and a chopper. Pettit.
And everybody holding their breath when you come off a major groin pull. And it was the push off leg, but appears to be fine.
No problems today for Pettit in handling that. Gets the first out. Andino coming up 0 for 2 is flied out. Hit into a double play. Robert Andino now with 4 hits in this series in his 9 at-bats, including a couple of home runs. Pettit with 1 down and nobody on, and outside for a ball. Jabba Chamberlain in the bullpen. One-0 pitch to short. Jeter. 2 down.
A very pronounced ground ball pitcher when he is on his game. Almost 2-1, usually up there and leading the league in double play balls, which is what Andino did his last time, as you mentioned.
So Nick Markakis coming up. Nick has popped out and grounded out. Markakis with those big numbers coming in, 353 lifetime batting average against Andy Pettit. And Nick has continued all season long consistently, 345 against lefties, the highest in the majors by a left-handed hitter against left-handed pitchers. He is 5th right now in doubles, 13th in walks. Fouls that one back. Here in this stand against the Yankees, Nick's had 1 hit and 9 at-bats. 2-strike count on him. Certainly the Yankees breathing a sigh of relief seeing Andy Pettit come back and be as successful as he's been in this ball game. He'll miss outside. 1 ball, 2-strike count.
Well, it's a great combination. You get him out there. That's number 1. He dominates the Orioles, whether it's present day or past. Hasn't lost since 2007. And then the Orioles are 13th in runs in the American League. So this is like kind of an illustration of where, you want him back there, but it's not like facing the Red Sox or Toronto or other ballparks, even Tampa Bay. But with his postseason experience, just to be healthy is the key.
That one's going to go to center. Granderson. That's 11 in a row now set down by the left-hander. So it remains the Yankees on top, 3-1. Is brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible. With Jim Palmer, WJZ's Mark Viviano, I'm Gary Thorne. The Orioles down 3-1 as the Yankees try and sweep this beautiful day. And for Andy Pettit, that is going to be it. He will leave with a chance to win his 12th of the season. In his comeback, only the run on 3 hits over 6 innings. For the Orioles, Albers out of there, and the left-hander Mark Hendrickson on.
Yeah, back-to-back games for Mark, and again, 3-1. Try to get some outs and hope that you can do something against their bullpen as Pettit will leave. And he's right into the heart of the lineup. Berkman will switch around, hit right-handed.
For Anderson this season, game number 8 against the Yankees. Overall, 8 2/3 innings against New York. He's given up 6 runs on 14 hits. The Yankees have hit him at a .359 clip on the year.
Yeah, Swisher got the big hit last night, double down the left field line that got Mark in trouble.
Bergman's had only 15 at-bats against lefties since coming to the Yankees. He will take that one to left field where Corey Patterson will put it away. 1 down, 7th inning. Bergman with the 0 for 4. Cano and Swisher due up here in the 7th. Cano with the RBI came in the first inning on a base hit and yet another against the Orioles. He's got 2 singles total. Now .457 on the year against the O's. 5 homers and 12 RBIs. And Hendrickson's pitch to him will miss. Cano 7 for 21 off the Orioles left-hander.
Well, the amazing thing of his 28 home runs, 13 against left-handed pitching. The average, a little bit under what he's coming in was .289, but that's driving the ball.
It's a great number against lefties. All the way around power numbers and the average number at .289, .342 right-handers. That one in the air towards left center. Patterson over and makes a nice diving catch. Corey Patterson down on one knee.
Yeah, a rocket. And right there, maybe a little bit tough to see, but a nice sliding grab. Gets by him. It's certainly going to be extra base hits. Little basket catch. Able to get it before it gets to the turf.
Just enough room. 2 quick outs for Mark Hendrickson. Here's Nick Swisher, who's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Swisher 6 for 12 lifetime off Hendrickson. Takes that for a strike. 2 down, nobody on. 7th inning, 3-1. Orioles down by 2. They've been out hit by 2. 5-3. The Yankees lead in the hit department. The 0-1 delivery's fouled off.
So he figured out how to get Cano out. Just let him hit line drives at people.
Good idea.
It's not that hard.
Just hope they're where the people are standing. That's all.
You need that roamer, that extra guy you have in softball when he hits.
Here's the 2-strike delivery on the way to Swisher, and will just miss outside. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Mark Hendrickson with a 1-2 delivery, and the breaking ball is going to be in the dirt. Two ball, 2-strike count. Hendrickson trying for the 1-2-3 inning. That has not happened in this ball game to the Yankees until now. Hendrickson gets it done as he gets the strikeout. 3 up and 3 down, and it's 7th inning stretch time on this Sunday afternoon at the ballpark, where the Yankees remain on top of the game, getting the RBIs from Robinson, Cano, Granderson with 1, and Gardner with a bases loaded walk. The Orioles RBI. Jones got it back in the first inning. The Glen Echoes Quartet.
Land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
It's the Yankees would score early. Cano with an RBI after Gardner works his way on. Adam Jones with the 2-out bunt ties it up 1-1 at the end of one, and then fourth inning, Granderson makes it 2-1. There'll be 4 walks in this inning as Chris Tillman will give up a couple of runs and depart. Albers comes in to get out of the bases loaded situation with Jeter up, and so there it is. Tillman, second straight start, 6 base on balls. Adam Jones RBI single, and then Cano came hitting .441 against the Orioles, and that continues. But it's been about the pitching. Pettit leaves. Job at Chamberlain, who came on last night. He'll come in. Again, ERA very, very good since the 31st of July. Power pitcher, good breaking ball, slider, and curveball. See if he can hold the lead.
Left-handers are 250 off Chamberlain. Right-handers 254. He's gotten 65% of the leadoff batters that he has faced on the year. Andy Pettit out of there. It will be Jones, Fox, and Wigginton due up for the Orioles in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jones with a base hit. Bunt single first inning. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. That's how effective Pettit was as he retired the last 11 batters that he faced. The Orioles have not had a base runner since the 3rd inning in a leadoff single by Roberts, who ended up being doubled up in that 3rd. Only 2 runners left on by the Orioles, neither in scoring position. 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 2nd. Adam Jones against Chamberlain, and first ball hitting down to 3rd and fouled off. Jones, couple of hits and 11 at bats off the Yankee right-hander.
Yeah, Luke Scott on deck, and he's only 1 for 8. So again, of course, the Orioles, they've seen Chamberlain a little different, I guess, characters. Last year he was primarily, at least early on, a starter. It was a little bit harder when he comes in out of the bullpen.
Towering fly ball down the left field line, and that's going to be foul and into the seats.
Well, that pitch at 97 and had him out in front a little bit.
Chamberlain has appeared in 9 games against the Orioles this year. He's got a win, 2 saves, 7 1/3 innings worked. He's given up no runs, 3 hits, struck out 6 and walked 1 against the Orioles in the year. Chamberlain with the 0-2 delivery, and Jones will go the other way this time. And again, a foul ball. Tomorrow night from Fenway Park. Hope you'll join us. 7 o'clock, 6:30 O's Extra, and 7 o'clock for the ball game. Brian Mattis, Daisuke Matsuzaka.
I saw Brian today. He can't wait to get out there. He took the line drive back up the middle off his pitching line. Had to leave in his last start against Toronto. And there's the other, the lefty Logan and Dave Robertson, number 30 there.
Did he go? Yes. Brian Gorman at first base punches him up.
I'm going to take a look. This is what Brian's looking at. And again, just couldn't hold up. High slider, and he's got a hard one. Yeah, once you throw 97, you've got to get the bat going. So that sets the stage for your other pitches.
Luke Scott coming on as the designated hitter now. Jake Fox went 0 for 2 in the DH role, and Girardi immediately will come out and is going to make the change. So Jabba Chamberlain will end up working just the 1 batter. 3rd of an inning to get the out. And looks like Girardi wants to get some bullpen work done. Luke Scott was announced. Here comes Boone Logan.
Yeah, tall lefty who's having an incredible year. Kind of a throw-in in the Vasquez trade when he comes over from Atlanta. 15-game winner, Javier Vasquez. 25 consecutive appearances. Did not give up a run till just a couple days ago down in Tampa Bay. So only you go back since 1920, only Mariano Rivera has had a longer scoreless stuff. Talked to him earlier in the year. He said Dave Island, all he said was, hey, you're a big, tall kid, 6'5", throw downhill. And he's done that on occasion, and that's what Kerry Woods has done when he has come over. So you got a righty and a lefty that they acquired this year that have done a great job in their bullpen.
Woods is warming up in the bullpen now. Luke Scott, designated hitter for the moment as he comes on. Gets his first at bat. He's 0 for 2 against Logan. Lefties off Logan, 174. Right-handers, 284. 3 home runs off him, all hit by right-handers.
Yeah, again, and I think Joe Girardi aware as he's going to mix and match late in the ballgame. Orioles just get a runner on, you get the tying run to the plate. Seems like you're within grasp of maybe tying this game up.
Game has moved along here with the Orioles offense being shut down by Andy Pettit. It seems as though the lead is bigger, but it's not. Only 2 runs. Rick Showalter knows that, so both these managers are making whatever moves are necessary to give their team the supposed advantage of the moment. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Scott will foul that back. And it goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Luke.
Yeah, when Phil Koch leaves along with Austin Jackson to get Curtis Granderson, so you get a guy that can play center field, you move Gardner to left. And Koch, their left-handed specialist, at least one of them last year, along with Marte, you needed a guy like Boone Logan. So Brian Cashman, nice acquisition for him. And then you guys coach him up a little bit, and hopefully they get better.
1-2 delivery to Scott, and he's gone. Boone Logan gets the strikeout.
Well, downhill on the Black. And Black has that little edge around the corner. Can't make a better pitch than this. Look at Posada's glove. Look where the ball ends up. If you're Paul Nauert, you don't have a choice but to call this pitch. Look how nicely he was able to just present it on the outside corner.
Now Luke Scott gone. Wigginton up. Ty Wigginton has had an 0 for 2. A couple of comebackers on Andy Pettit. So all of his at-bats have been against the left-handers. And he will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. 2 down, nobody on. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Ty Wigginton trying to get something started here, get that potential tying run to the plate. That'll be down low. Wigginton hitting .250 off the lefties and only a point higher against right-handers. Wigginton, the early power this year, of course, for the Orioles as he started the season out. A lot of early home runs.
Yeah, what, 13 in April and May?
20 on the year now. 1-1 delivery to him to short. Jeter's got it. 3 up and 3 down in 7 complete here at Camden Yards. Yankees 3 and the Orioles 1. Here are the candidates. Andy Pettit in his comeback start. 1 run, 3 hits over 6 innings. Brian Roberts getting a couple of those hits and scoring the Orioles run in the first inning. And Robinson Cano, he's had 2 hits and an RBI, been on base 3 times in the game. Text in your vote, A, B, or C, to 518-62. Mark Hendrickson working out of the bullpen for the Orioles. Going to the top of the 8th inning, Posada, Granderson, and Kearns will be due up against him. Jorge Posada, 0 for 2 and a walk in the game. He's 2 for 7 in this series. And the off-speed breaking ball will catch the outside corner for a strike.
Yeah, but what 2 big hits those were. The one with the 11 pitch at bat on Friday night, 2-run single last night. Of course, on Friday night it set up the 3-run home run by Alex Rodriguez. And even last night, that day, you know, the 4 curveballs. He hit the 3-2 curveball in the first inning off of Jeremy Guthrie, who was really pitching well over the second half of the year, and it kind of set the tone for the whole offensive night. Jim Johnson gets ready.
Hendrickson will deal the 0-2, and Jorge Posada off the glove may get a hit. He will. He's hauled down a few rebounds in his days, but that one just off the fingertips.
Yep, an NBA base hit.
And our 4th drive of the game. Ernest Granderson. RBI base hit that came in the 4th inning. And your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. He would also come around to score after getting on, as Gardner had a bases loaded walk. And Dino will move in at third base with nobody out.
So let's see. We've had Pettit throw over with readers on, and Hendrickson throw over when Posada's on.
Complimentary throws.
I guess, yeah.
Trying to get to see whether Granderson would indicate if he might be bunting here or not. He's got 4 sacrifices.
Yeah, but he's been red hot against lefties. You know, hitting 341, I guess, you know, over the last month, something that he usually struggled against. And again, Kevin Long, the hitting instructor for the Yankees, a little, you know, this would be a great angle right here. Watch him put his hands behind his shoulder. You can see it. Got him back a little bit. Able to trigger the bat.
2 for 8 off Hendrickson. The breaking ball fools him, and he froze on that one with a little jelly leg. And a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Yankees now with 6 hits in the ball game. Only 1 inning in which the Orioles have been able to retire the Yankees in order, and that was in the 7th. Hendrickson, the 1-1. Got it in on the fist, fouled off 1-2.
Yeah, that's that 2-seamer he's used so well against lefties on occasion.
Now Andino can move back at third. Normal double play depth for him. 1-ball, 2-strike count. Rides in and misses. 2-2. Yankees have had the chances in this game as well as having the lead. For the 8 they have left on. And then will be fouled away. That holds the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Girardi has not had to go to the bench to get A-Rod or Teixeira into the ball game yet. Pretty good bench. Look, Showalter 3 deep in the bullpen. Or 3 pitchers, 2 out of the bullpen. Here's the 2-2 pitch to it. Grounded towards second base. Brian Roberts. There's 1. There's Turris. There's 2.
Yeah, it's got to be tailor-made in the sense it's got to be hit hard. It's got to be hit almost right at an infielder, especially a second baseman. If Brian Roberts have to go to his right or left, maybe his right, but see, a couple of steps, quick return, and here's the pivot. And you can see Posada not even getting in harm's way as Orioles 1 hit And 2 outs. Hendrickson will leave as Buck Showalter comes to the mound.
So Jim Johnson will come out of the bullpen as Mark Hendrickson will work an inning and 2/3. A strikeout, only 1 hit, and nobody in.
And it needs an out to have the Orioles come up and hit in the bottom of the 8th.
2 down. Austin Kearns, a single, a walk, and has been hit by a pitch. Goes after the first one and fouls it back. Kearns, 30 years old and a .256 career hitter coming into this season. Playing in both leagues. He had Cincinnati in the National League up and down a number of years. And then with the National starting in 06 last year. Played in 80 games for Washington. Foul back into the seats, 0-2.
What they get is a defender. I mean, he can play the outfield. And there are going to be times as they get into the later stretches of the season and the postseason, they're going to need that. A good matchup guy, occasional power when he's healthy.
Good job. Johnson comes on, gets it done in a hurry. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Only 3 to the plate. Bottom of the 8th coming. Yankees up by 2. It will be the Red Sox. Game 1 at Fenway. Brian Mattis against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Coverage on MASN at 6:30 O's Extra, presented by your local Ford dealer. Followed by game coverage at 7 on MASN HD. All the access you need right here on MASN. Red Sox are all but toast as far as the postseason is concerned. They've got to just win them all and hope.
Yeah, all those injuries, and they still, only about 8 games back, 82 wins versus the Yankees 9. Beltry, of course, 28. Ortiz, checked him out the other day, 30 home runs again, and it's the one team in the American League, at least the East, that the Orioles have actually really competed well.
Yankees' magic number was 7, is 7. It will be 6, obviously, if they win today. Butting for a base hit, Patterson, and he'll get it. Remember, the potential tying runs coming to the plate.
Yeah, so the lefty-lefty matchup, a terrific play by Corey Patterson, and this is a guy that works on his bunting, and this is part of his offense. And you just can't make the play. I mean, Lance Berkman had no place to throw that ball because of the speed factor.
So Logan comes on and works 2/3 of an inning, charged with a hit. He had a strikeout. Now Kerry Wood will come out of the bullpen for the first time in this series. Largest selection of official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, and collectibles for the whole family, and you can shop 24/7. Get your gear from the official source. It's the Orioles.com shop. 3-1 lead for the Yankees. The Orioles, though, threatening here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kerry Wood to pitch.
Yeah, came over from Cleveland, and Dave Island, he's a tall guy, about 6'5", just said, hey, get a little bit taller, change his arm angle a little bit higher. And he's been lights out, not a run in his last 17 appearances, and has thrown 19 straight scoreless innings. The only time he's been longer, or actually been more successful, back in his rookie years, 98, when he was a starter for the Cubs. So power curveball, got a changeup, and again, able to throw downhill because he's got a little bit taller stature on the mound.
Defensive change made at the start of this inning as well. Greg Golson now playing in right field for Kearns. Runner at first base, Patterson. Here's Wieters. Wood's pitch will miss. Kerry Wood has had only one game against the Orioles and only 2/3 of an inning this year. And in that 2/3 of an inning, he got 2 strikeouts. The Orioles are right there. I mean, as this game has gone along and the offense completely shut down by Andy Pettit. That's going to be a base hit. Patterson will make the turn. He'll go to third, and it's first and third in the 8th inning with nobody out.
Yeah, able to get a ball that you can pull into right field. Again, the big hole, just kind of a routine grounder, nobody playing there. And a lot of that has to do with what you approach at the plate and where the ball is in position in the strike zone. So the meaningful run.
Felix P.A. has come out in the on-deck circle. He will be announced as the pinch hitter for Izturis in the number 9 spot. to go against Kerry Wood. So the Orioles, after a long drought of not getting anybody on, are making it interesting. Matt Wieters is going to come out of the ball game for a pinch runner, as Josh Bell will be on as the pinch runner here in the 8th inning. So first and third, nobody out.
Yeah, don't think the Yankees aren't looking at that scoreboard. 6-1 Angels over Tampa Bay. So this is a big game, big inning. And again, you have that second lefty in the bullpen, but you have a young pitcher, just brought up from AAA. You don't have that veteran like Marte because of arm problems.
Against Kerry Wood, left-handers 206, right-handers 220. He has given up 4 home runs, 3 of them hit by right-handers. And the Orioles here in the 8th inning finally making some noise. The Orioles had not had a base runner since the 3rd inning. Leadoff batter Brian Roberts until the leadoff single in the 8th. And that's going to be to center field, and it'll fall for a base hit. Patterson will score. Bell goes down to second, and it's a 1-run ball game.
Felix P.A., he could hit. And again, just looked like a little cutter or a changeup or something. Only 88 miles per hour, and he just goes the other way with it. Anderson will score. Patterson will score the second run to make it Orioles 2, the Yankees 3.
It's P.A.'s first pinch hit in just 3 chances, and delivers the RBI, his 25th of the year. Now the Yankees play bunt. Already they've moved way in. Pena at third. Lance Berkman at first. Brian Roberts up. He does show bunt and pushes it down to third, and it's a beauty. Pena up. Good pick at first by Berkman.
Yeah, perfectly executed right here, and Pena, good read right there, because if you delay it all, think it's going to go foul, he's going to beat it out. And he's in for the bunt right there. Take the out. But it does move the tying and potential to go-ahead run into scoring position.
Good play by Cano, came over to cover there. That was a nice reach. He had to play first base, scooped it. So Brian Roberts successful as he gets the sacrifice. That'll be the first sacrifice of the year for him. And now Andino gets a chance to give the Orioles the lead with a base hit. And the pitch will be taken up high.
Well, I think the one thing that, and we've seen Robert Andino do it against Toronto, and in the last 2 games against the Yankees, hit the fastball. So if Wood doesn't get that big curveball over, you've got to think that he's looking fastball right here. He may not get it, but you can look for it until you get to 2 strikes.
Andino's had an 0 for 3, and the breaking ball by Wood is into him, 1-1. What a chance for the Orioles. Only 1 down. Coming on in a hurry. Roberts getting it done with that sacrifice. Koji Uehara getting ready in the bullpen. 1 base hit here, and there could be a save situation set up for the top of the 9th. Logan charged with a run and a hit in 2/3 of an inning. Good play by Jorge Posada to scoop, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Each team with 6 hits in the ball game. But Showalter has not had a sweep against the Orioles since he took over, and trying to avoid one here this afternoon. 2-1 delivery, and Dino will go down swinging. 2-2, sorry. He thought it was strike 3, and he fooled me.
Yeah, a little slider. He's got one. He's got the curveball, the slider, changeup, and again, the scouting reports kind of tell you, especially on a young hitter.
And that time he got him.
Well, this is experience against a youngster. We saw A.J. Burnett do it, and eventually Robert would get a fastball to hit, but he struck him out the first time, and you just can't hold up on it. Real good breaking ball, even though, and that's a veteran pitcher. He got behind, but he was able to execute his pitches all the way to the strikeout.
So now the Orioles need the 2-out base hit, and they've got the man who can get it done, Nick Markakis. He's not going to get a chance. The intentional pass. No, with first base open, Markakis will be walked. For Nick, this is the 9th intentional pass he has drawn this season. It will load the bases up for Adam Jones. Andy Pettit walked 1. That's the only other walk in the ball game by the Yankee pitchers. And there's ball 4. So the base is loaded. 8th inning. The Orioles trail it 3-2 with a run in. And Adam Jones, first time in the cleanup spot. RBI single in the first inning is 1 for 3.
Yeah, the irony here is if Adam Jones gets a base hit and the Orioles take a lead, Pena's going to lead off the 9th inning, and you would imagine you're going to see A-Rod most likely pinch hit for him. That may not happen if they take a lead. They leave Pena in for defense.
2 down. Jones pops it up first base. Cano, the second baseman, over, and he's got it. The Orioles will get 1 run on 3 hits that will leave the bases loaded. Going to the 9th, a 1-run game. Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Another great ball game here. And Bell will stay in the game and play third. And Dino will go to short with his tourist coming out for the pinch hitter. And Tatum will come on to do the catching for Wieters, who was pinch run for. Jim Johnson will stay on the mound to get the strikeout to end the 8th inning. Pena will lead it off, followed by Gardner and Jeter. Another 1-run game as we go to the 9th. Pena has had a single, fielder's choice, and grounded out. Tried to bunt his way on and fouled it back. Tillman gave up 3 runs, 3 hits over 3 2/3. The starter for the Orioles. Albers 2 1/3, couple of hits and a strikeout. Mark Hendrickson inning in 2/3, strikeout and a hit. Johnson on now. Rivera getting ready. Here's the 0-1 to Pena again. Went after it, missed it. He looks back as though he thought he drew the bat back. 0-2.
That was 6 straight sixers for Jim Johnson, which is his best pitch.
plate umpire didn't think so. Here's the 0-2 delivery to Pena. That'll be inside.
Yeah, I think it's very hard for a home plate umpire to get any kind of frame of reference for what your strike zone is when you're a couple of steps out of the box, which is what a lot of the left-handed hitters will do on a drag bunt.
1-2 the count on Pena. Loops it down the line. Patterson coming, and he's got it. Orioles' next opponent, the Red Sox, shut out Toronto 6-0 today. Orioles will be there tomorrow night to open up the series in Boston.
Yeah, it's good to see John Lester pitch the day before you get there, as he wins his 18th game. He'll have an opportunity to win 20, actually, because he'll probably get a couple of more starts.
Could have 3, 4, 20-game winners in baseball this year. Here's Brett Gardner, the leadoff batter. He has walked twice, 0 for 2 officially. He has scored a run back in the first inning. Andy Pettit still the pitcher of record for the Yankees, a run on 3 hits over 6. Chamberlain a third of an inning, Logan 2/3 of an inning, a run on a hit and a strikeout. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Gardner. Fastball misses inside 1-1.
Good time to pitch if you're in the sunshine and the hitter is in the shade. Pitch at 97.
And the 1-1 is taken down low. 2-ball, 1 strike count to Gardner. A-Rod has not played yet. Over there at the end of the bench with a bat just in case. Neither has Teixeira played. Two ball, 2 strike count. Orioles trying to get to the bottom of the 9th inning and keep it at a 1-run ball game. Gardner with 1 down and a 2-2 count. And that's outside, 3-2. Gardner now at .281 with the 3 hits he's had in this series and 10 at bats. His bases loaded RBI, 4th inning, the difference. And swung on and got him. Johnson gets the K.
Yeah, 97. And Buck Showalter saying, I'm going to try to encourage him to understand how good his sinker is. The ball just runs away from the outside corner. Ends up about 3-4 inches off the corner, but the illusion to the hitter is that's going to be somewhere in the strike zone and just zips away from you. Yeah, that doesn't change this with this guy either. Just that same pitch, inside half, he's going to have trouble getting to.
Here's Derek Jeter. He's had the 0 for today with a walk, 0 for 3. 1-0 count to him. Hitting .262, maybe his last chance to extend a hit streak, which is at 7 games at the moment. And Johnson, as all the Oriole pitchers have done, staying inside till they get ahead. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Jeter to the middle. 8-game hit streak. 2-out single here in the 9th inning.
They on base a couple of times this afternoon. Walk back in the 3rd, and then that's vintage Derek Jeter. Just fights it off into center field. Yeah, he has not done any running. I mean, he's got 17 steals. He's only been caught 5 times. Second on the Yankees as far as most stolen bases behind Gardner.
Lance Berkman will chop that one foul. He's taken an 0 for 4 in the ball game today, as Berkman also had an 0 for 4 last night. A couple of hits in the series picked up in game 1. Switch hitter batting third in the lineup. 2 down and a runner at first base, Jeter. And Bertman lets it go by. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Orioles will have Scott, Wigginton, and Patterson due up in the bottom half of the 9th inning. 1-1. Jeter does run. That's going to be a base hit into right field, so Jeter will go to third. Bertman with a base hit, and the Yankees cover the corners here with 2 down in the 9th.
Yeah, a little changeup, and hadn't been really getting to the fastball, so the changeup, it's still hard, but it's 89. You could see the movement, and, just one-handed swing. Not really, as we've mentioned over the course of this series, and as Derek will easily get into third base, not driving the ball like he used to do with Houston.
Well, obviously a very big potential run at third base in Jeter, and over at first, Bertman.
And then he gets Cano to the plate.
Yeah.
And that's not good news.
Cano's gone 5 for 11 off Johnson and has had the big year against the Orioles. He's got a couple of hits in this game. 2 for 3 and a walk. And down to first. Wigginton able to find it, and that's the inning. So no runs, 2 hits with 2 left on base. The Orioles down by only 1 in the bottom of the 9th.
Extra post game, bottom of the 9th coming up. The Orioles down by a run. They have a chance. Mariano Rivera's the guy they got to get to.
Well, it's been a pitching duel all day long. Of the hits that have been here today by the Yankees and the Orioles, nobody's had a double. Everything has been singles. The Orioles bullpen has done an outstanding job of keeping the Orioles close. They do have a chance in the bottom of the 9th.
So the Birds are down by a run. 3 potential home run threats coming up. Let's see how it turns out. Back to Gary.
All right, Jim, and of course in a 1-run ball game in the 9th inning, and the Yankees playing, and that means Mariano Rivera.
Well, I got one on Friday night after the 3-run home run by Alex Rodriguez, so that was a 557 lifetime, and this is now 30 or more for the last 13 years. You can see right there, not a lot of free passes, something that did in the Orioles earlier on when Tillman walked 6 in his first 3+ innings. So there you go. It's been a long time. Not a lot of runs. No blown saves since 2008. Will that change this afternoon? We'll see.
Lifetime against the Orioles for Rivera. He's got a 7-8 1-loss record. He has blown 5 saves in 70 chances. The Orioles have had the opportunity to face him this year. He's had all the saves and the road wins that the Yankees have picked up on this trip. It will be his 6th game against the Orioles. He's worked 5 innings, has given up no runs on 1 hit, a couple of walks, and 4 strikeouts in those games. So Mariano Rivera and the Orioles. Bottom of the 9th as the O's try and avoid the sweep. Luke Scott against him, 1 for 12 with a strikeout. Scott came on in the 7th inning and was struck out in his only at bat in the ball game.
I guess if you're a glass half full type of guy, you figure he's due. If you're a realist, that's maybe because he has trouble with the cutter.
That is a common problem.
Yes, it is. So right to left, there it is, and of course the other night again, he was started out at 89, went right to 92, 93. That pitch at 93 miles per hour. Canny ability just to get the ball to veer right to left, and then he's got another two-seamer that he'll turn over.
1-0 delivery in the air to right field, back near the scoreboard, and goodbye, home run! Mariano Rivera has blown the save. Luke Scott has tied the game in the 9th inning at 3.
First home run of September after 9 in August. Watch how strong he is. Just drops the bat on it. And that's all it takes when you have strength.
This is his yard. Luke Scott ties it up. State Farm donating $100 to the Wounded Warrior Project for every home run hit by the Orioles in the second half of the season. Luke's got 27, 67 RBIs, and this ball game is tied. And Ty Wigginton will swing through that one. So Rivera comes on, and the first batter faced gets just the second home run that Mariano Rivera has given up this year. 1-1 delivery on the way. Wigginton will foul it off. And the Yankees, who have led throughout the ball game, see the Orioles come back to tie it up with one in the bottom of the 8th and now one in the bottom of the 9th, and now we'll try and win it. Wigginton numbers 0 for 6 off Rivera. Wigginton will pop that one up first base. Berkman in foul territory. He's got it. One down in the 9th. This ballpark for Luke Scott has just been the difference this year, with a .338 batting average at home, and 19 of his 27 home runs have been hit here at Camden Yards. And he gets one of the few surrendered by Mariano Rivera.
Well, it's just hard to center it, and he just got a cutter. It was down, and Luke just dropped the bat head on it, and it soared out of here.
That'll be fouled back. Corey Patterson, a single, run scored in the 8th inning on the RBI.
And you want to check out how you defend the bunt, or the possibility of bunting. Just check out Berkman. He's way in at first. Pena is in on the grass, and he'll move in as the pitch gets ready to throw. We get even closer, taking the bunt away.
That's going to be a broken bat base hit into right field. Olsen over to get it. The Orioles get the potential winning run on here in the 9th with one away.
Well, I can't imagine that Corey Patterson is going to linger at first very long. 20 stolen bases, been caught 4 times, and they don't run a lot on Rivera. Only run 3 times all year, but
nobody gets on.
No, that's one problem. I mean, he doesn't have a great pickoff move or anything like that, but this is one of those running situations.
Josh Bell is going to get his first at bat. One down. And Bell will take that cutter down low for a ball. The Orioles trying for a big comeback win here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Corey Patterson, not a big lead at first. Throw over made.
I mean, you can see what Mariano Rivera does at age 40. He's been around long enough to know if you can hold the ball, then the one thing you want to do is make sure, if you're trying to keep a guy from stealing bases, don't let him get one of those running leads. Hold it.
Patterson takes off. Big jump. And no chance. Stolen base, and the Orioles' potential winning run is now at second.
It's just a matter of time. I mean, this is what Corey Patterson does. If Brian Roberts is healthy, he can steal bases, but this is your speed right here. 21st stolen base of the year.
Rivera had not blown a save since July 4 against Toronto. Now the Orioles trying to tag him with a loss. 1-1 to Bell. There's the cutter, swung out and missed. Bell will be followed in the lineup by Tatum, who's batting ninth.
And they are really shallow in their outfield. I mean, I still think you have to play with one out. You got to play where you can catch the ball. Not it's like it's a runner at third.
1 ball, 2 strike count. And a little number foul. Updating you in the AT&T voting for the player of the game. So far it looks like this. You still have time to text in your vote. A, B, or C to 51862. Results in the O's Extra Post Game Show. Mariano Rivera ahead of Bell, 1-2. Patterson off second. Bell will take it. Strike 3. So 2 down.
Well, part of trying to beat the Yankees is to try to beat this guy. Well, look at the late movement right here. Starts away and hits the outside corner. And again, part of the process, you come to the big leagues. They don't do that as you're working your way through the minor leagues on a consistent basis.
Greg Tatum, who came on to catch, will get his first at bat. Patterson at second base, but now there are 2 down. Luke Scott, the home run to tie the game here in the 9th inning against Rivera. So Andy Pettit's not going to get the win in his comeback game, and Tillman is non-decisioned as the Orioles started. .0 delivery to Tatum. 1-1.
Some of the best velocity I've seen Mariano have. Much crisper than on Friday night. But again, you make a mistake to a guy that can hit home runs, and that's what Luke Scott does. He'll make you pay.
1-1. Two down to look back. They're not trying to hold Patterson. Pitches outside. Two ball, 1 strike count. Chance for the O's right here to get the win in this final game against the Yankees on the year. 2-1 delivered. Tatum in the air, center field. Granderson is there, and he's got it. The Orioles get a run. They do it on a couple of hits, leave one on. The game-tying home run by Luke Scott is 27th of the year. Free baseball for all. Three 8-0 for both the Yankees and the Orioles. And Koji Uehara will come out of the bullpen for the O's.
Yeah, the only 2 blown saves the last 2 times he's faced the Yankees.
So Uehara will get a chance. Try and hold him right here and give the Orioles a shot at it. See whether or not Teixeira Rodriguez makes an appearance at some point. You got Swisher, Jorge Posada, and Granderson due up against him. Buck Showalter talked about hoping for the chance for Koji Uehara to come back on and face the Yankees.
You can't have do-overs in this game. And he's done pretty well for the most part. Closing, there's been a lot of guys had trouble closing out a lead against them, and I hope he gets an opportunity today to do it again. Will he throw more splits? And there's a flip side of that, too. You're in the other dugout, and he's giving up some damage at fastball. What are you looking for? Split. You know, and if you're throwing the one for a strike instead of out, then, I mean, there's a cat and mouse game there that goes on.
So the cat and mouse game begins here as Swisher will lead it off in the 10th inning. He's the designated hitter. He's had an 0 for 4 in the ball game. Uehara in his 4th game against the Yankees this year. He has given up the 2 home runs, 5 total runs on 5 hits.
And Swisher, he hit the walk-off up in New York. And when he got behind exactly as he did now, hit it to left center field. And what Buck Showalter was alluding to was 5 straight fastballs to Alex Rodriguez. Scouting report is you do have to mix up your pitches. They were all at least trying to be up and in.
2-0 delivery. Swisher in the off speed.
See, there's your difference right there. 2-0 up in New York, threw him a fastball away. He hit a high fly ball, carried down left field. Yankees win 3-2 right there. Threw him a splitter. And there's another one.
2-2.
And he waves at it. I mean, perfect time to pitch. You got shade. You're throwing out of the shade. It's into the sun and then into partial sun shade at home plate. And then you make great pitches.
Uehara gets the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Nick Swisher. Orioles in extra inning games 12-3. And he gets him after falling behind.
Now another splitter. Good movement, stays off the plate, disciplined hitter at the plate. Of course, a guy also that can drive the ball.
Let's check in with WJZ's Mike Viviano.
Gary spoke with Koji after the home run to Alex Rodriguez in the loss on Friday. He said through his translator, Jiwan Bang, "I'm not going to die from this. I'm very disappointed, but tomorrow will be a fresh day. I look forward to the next chance." We got to remember, in 2007, he saved 32 games while in Japan, so he's used to the role.
And boy, if you're going to be a closer, that is exactly what you got to say tomorrow. 0-1 count on Jorge Posada.
Yeah, everybody making a big deal. He kind of got down on his knees, and Matt Wieters had to come out. But I mean, it's not the end of the earth. What it was a 3-run home run with a 2-run lead, and you don't want to do that ever. So I think what Buck Showalter and everybody that's ever been out there understands, they give you the ball again, you go out there, you make your pitches and take your chances. The great thing about him, he didn't walk people. He just got beat.
Jorge Posada, nasty splitter right there. Koji Uehara, 2 strikeouts in the 10th inning.
I mean, this wasn't a guy that came out on Friday night and nibbled around. I mean, Posada had an 11-pitch at bat. Today, a little bit better pitch. Maybe finishes the splitter a little bit better instead of a single to start the inning, as he did on Friday night. He swings through it.
And there are 2 down in the 10th with nobody on. Curtis Granderson has picked up an RBI on a single. Granderson 1 for 4. A-Rod has come out in the on-deck circle to hit for Kearns. 2 down here. And Granderson will take that for a strike. Granderson, a couple of times against Koji, 1 for 2. Yankees are 5-5 in extra inning games.
Yeah, he got the second base hit off of Koji after he got behind him. A little different today. I mean, there's no hesitation. Fingers are going down. I can throw strikes. I can command in. He's got a slider he very rarely throws. That's another command pitch.
And what an inning. Koji Uehara comes on. He strikes out the side. Swisher, Posada, and Granderson. Orioles will try and win it in the bottom of the 10th. Uehara congratulated by Rick Kranitz, the pitching coach, and teammates, and the skipper on his way off. Striking out the side, Orioles get the shot, and David Robertson will be on to pitch.
Yeah, Friday night, again, big overhand curveball, fastball, 90-ish, but it seems a little bit crisper because it hides the ball straight over the top. And really got a good downer. And again, another one of these guys, along with Jabba, along with Kerry Wood, they've just been lights out, especially since, Wood came over in late July. Again, 4 earned runs in his last 26 appearances, and he can strike you out with the best of them.
David Robertson will appear in his 7th game against the Orioles. 5 2/3 on the year. Orioles have scored 4 runs on 7 hits off him. That show all the checking the lineup card as we go to the bottom half of the 10th inning. Brian Roberts is going to lead it off. Roberts, Andino, and Marquegas. Roberts 2 singles, 2 for 3, and a sacrifice, and an important one in the 8th inning to set up the Orioles' opportunity to get a run, which they did. Another big crowd, 39,537, 39,537 on this beautiful Sunday. Getting to see a good ball game. Roberts will take the breaking ball. It is in there for a strike. Robertson, the left-handers hit 253 off him. Right-handers 248. Out of that stretch position, the 0-1. Turned it over.
Yeah. Let's see there that. Yeah, fastball there, but it's almost like he took something off his fastball. Maybe a little bit harder than the changeup, but well located, moving down and away, and tough to see.
0-2 delivery. Well, strikeouts piling up now.
Well, let's see. Overhand curveball, strike 1. 2-seamer, changed up something, strike 2, and then 95 up and away.
1 down in the 10th. Andino 0 for 4 in the game. Orioles have had a couple of unusuals in this one. Brian Roberts got only the 2nd stolen base against Andy Pettit back in the 1st inning that set up the Orioles' 1st run. Mariano Rivera only the 2nd home run off him all year by Luke Scott that tied the game up, and that came in the 9th. In between, the Orioles got that big run in the 8th inning on an RBI base hit by PA, and his only at bat in the game was a pinch hitter. And Robertson's pitch will miss outside. Cadeau's got an RBI. Gardner's got an RBI and a bases loaded walk. Granderson an RBI on a single for the Yankees, 3 runs. Michael Gonzalez for the Orioles warming up. 2-0 delivery. Takes it for a strike. Andino to be followed by Marquegas. Yankees head home for the 4-game series against Tampa Bay. The Orioles head to Boston for the 3-game set there. 2-1 delivery. And that's going to miss outside. They're still playing in Tampa Bay, 6-3. Angels have the lead. Yankees lead Tampa Bay by a half game. Tried to jump on that and fouled it back.
Well, that's what he does so well. He did it against Toronto, did it on Friday, did it on Saturday. Better pitching conditions at this time of the afternoon. They don't see the ball as well as they would like. Well, that's what September, October. Unless you're playing night games, those afternoon games with the playoffs can be tough.
3-2. That
one up high. 3-2 curveball.
Orioles only need one down, runner on at first base. And Nick Marquegas 0 for 3 and an intentional pass in the game.
And then they got Yosemite National Park in right center field as Granderson will go all the way over and left. And Olsen straight away, so huge rally right here, and Andino did steal a base yesterday, but he can run.
Markakis looking for his first hit, 0 for 4 against Robertson. Nick in the game, stranded in the 8th with the intentional pass. He's popped out, grounded out, flied out. Andino at first. One away. Just missed. Jorge Posada held that one. Did not get the call.
Well, the first curveball was off the plate. We're going to give him both of those pitches. I mean, sitting out there, that ball's a couple inches off the outside corner, as was the curveball. So 1 out of 2 is not too bad if you're the Yankees.
Andino's got to be careful over there looking into the sun. It's got to be a little hard to know exactly what Robertson's doing, as that sun is directly in his eyes at first base.
Well, what if you're Berkman?
He's a little worried, too.
He's got the sunglasses on. I don't believe Robert does.
Nope.
Yeah, this is the type of time of day. We used to play the 4:30 games on Saturday afternoons, and right fielders, a lot of glare, especially over at first base.
1 ball, 1 strikeout, runner not going. Markakis fouls it back. Right field is the only sun field. Golson playing that. Shadows in left and center. One and 2 the count of Markakis. We're in the 10th, 3-3. And he'll take it. Thought it was low, but it's a called strike 3.
We'll take a look.
Low it was. Adam Jones, another shot. He came up in the 8th inning with 2 down and the bases loaded, popped out. He had an RBI single in the first, 1 for 4. Now he bats in the bottom of the 10th inning with a runner at first and 2 down. And the big cut. Robertson gets it by.
Yeah, and their whole outfield will just do what you're supposed to do with 2 outs. Just take a couple, 3, 4 steps. You can see Granderson much deeper. Same with Gardner. Same with Golson in right.
Oh, 1 delivery on the way.
Yeah, it's not a good combination when a guy's got great stuff on the mound and you don't see it very well. Hard enough under good seeing conditions.
2 strike count, 2 down, 1 on. Jones 1 for 3 off Robertson that hit a home run. Andino at first base, and he'll go back as Robertson steps off. Padres have lost their ball game today. There may be a new division leader tomorrow. Right now they are dead even with the Giants. Colorado's only a half game out, and they've got an early lead over the Dodgers, 6-1. Andino looking. Here's the 0-2 to Jones, down to third. Pena's got it, goes to first. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. 11th inning coming up. He has been outstanding since his return from the DL.
Yeah, he really has. Monday night against Toronto, 3 strikeouts, an inning and a third. So just throwing the ball like he's supposed to. There are the numbers since he came back off in late July, about 2 weeks before Buck Showalter took over. So again, those are numbers that reflect early on where he had some shoulder problems and then went down to Sarasota. Took him about 3.5, almost 4 months to get back.
A-Rod's going to come on as the pinch hitter for Kearns as we go to the 11th inning. 3 runs, 8 hits for each team. 10 left on by the Yankees, 7 by the Orioles. Rodriguez, first appearance in the ball game, and the fastball up high. A-Rod has not hit the left-handers this year. 212 against lefties, 297 off right-handers. Big drop from last year when he hit 277 off him. Nowhere close to the fastball, 1-1.
Well, good movement, tough conditions, and 96. And that'll make it difficult to center.
1 ball, 1 strikeout. Almost gets away. Pena's due up next, and then the top of the order in Gardner. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. A-Rod at 273 and the 25 home runs. And we'll take that one, and Gonzalez falls behind him 3-1. Rodriguez, 262 against the Orioles this year. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. 3 ball, 2 strikeout. A-Rod has had 4 home runs, 12 RBIs against the Orioles on the season. Gonzalez trying to get the first out in the 11th inning. 3-2 down low. Take a look at how Michael Gonzalez tries to work Alex Rodriguez. Here's ball 1, and then throws it by him in 96. Overthrows that one. Slider, 3-1. Hitters count. Tricked him, and then walked it. And you know there's going to be a pinch runner, as there is. Eduardo Nunez.
It seems like, of course, they have a roster of cast of thousands, I guess, is the way you would explain it.
Army of 34 active. And the bunt shown, strike taken, charging at first and third. Pena has had a single, 1 for 4 in the ball game.
Yeah, he's had a tough afternoon, tried to bunt for a base hit. He thought a ball was a strike, but this is a straight sacrifice. His job is to get the runner over.
3 sacrifices on the year. Nunez at first base. Gonzalez with the 0-1. Romero Pena squares again. That's way up high.
Yeah, I still think, and of course, when I came up, they always said, hey, you know, bunting situation, throw the high fastball. One of the hardest pitches to bunt is the breaking ball, especially if you have a good hard slider. I always try to keep the barrel of the bat higher than the handle, and it's hard to do on breaking ball.
Oh, he threw it away into the seats. That was a step-off throw that's going to put the runner over to third base. A 2-base error on Gonzalez.
And that just launches it on one hop and off the rubberized warning track. And
boy, that wasn't close.
No.
Now
you might see a pitch.
Pena is going to come out.
And Marcus Thames.
Thames will come on to hit with a 1-1 count.
That just gives you another shot.
Pena was up there to try and bunt. Now that that's no longer the situation, Marcus Thames is hitting 298 with 11 homers, will come on to pinch hit.
Yeah, and 3 even better than that against lefties, 313. So 4 of those 11 home runs, and actually more at bats. So you can see what he's done for this ball club. That's why they got him. Big, strong guy, great fastball hitter.
He's 3 for 15 as a pinch hitter. The Orioles will have to draw the infield in. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Timms will foul it away, and the count goes to 1-2. So a big error, and it is the first error of the ball game for either team. As move Nunez over to third base, the pinch runner for Rodriguez, who drew the walk to start the 11th. 1-2 delivery, and that's going to be inside.
Marcus does strike out. 55 strikeouts, 188, and that's, of course, he's looking for a fly ball, base hit. Gonzalez looking with 2 strikes, 2 balls to strike him out.
2-2 fouled off at the plate.
Able to stay alive. Pretty good breaking ball, hard slider. Just able to nick it a little bit to keep the bat alive. Good thing about this situation, you're in the sun, he's in the shade. You don't have to throw a strike. Just get it close enough to make him expand the zone. And maybe you do get that strikeout.
Infield stays in. 2-2 delivery way outside. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count. Warm-up action. Simone in the bullpen.
Well, it's such a big out because you have another lefty right. You get a lefty behind him in Gardner, and they're not going to pinch hit for him.
3-2 delivery. Timms goes down swinging. Gonzalez gets a big strikeout, 1 away. Now we're going to see Mark Teixeira come on.
Yeah, you don't throw a better slider than this in this count. And again, aggressive hitter. They make a great pitch. Tough to see.
Teixeira steps out as both he and Rodriguez make their entry into the ball game here in the 11th inning. Kranitz will go out to talk to Gonzalez about working to Teixeira. Teixeira's hit .279 off the lefties, 29 points higher than off right-handers. Yankees with a runner at third base in the 11th in a tie game. As the Orioles try and avoid this 3-game sweep, they battle back. Tying it up in a Luke Scott home run in the 9th inning as Mariano Rivera blew a save. Scott getting just the 2nd homer off Rivera this season.
And Simone's up in case you get to Jeter. Because he's hitting about 80 points higher against lefties.
Jeter waiting on deck. They're going to walk Teixeira.
Or maybe Simone's not up to get Jeter out. To set up the double play by doing this.
Sixth intentional pass for Mark Teixeira. There's ball 3 to him. So Teixeira's on. First and third, 1 out. And Derek Jeter coming up. Jeter has a single in 4 at-bats and a free pass. He also is going to be walked to load the bases, with Berkman waiting on deck. Interesting.
Well, he's hitting 190 points lower against left-handed pitching. But you do have a guy that, I mean, it really does put a lot of pressure on you. You know, you have to assume if you're Buck Showalter that Gonzalez will be able to throw strikes, but he's been known to get a little out of sorts with his windup. But again, it's batting average. You set up the double play, force plays, all kinds of stuff. And it's all because of the throwing error.
Yep. You got yourself into it. Now get yourself out of it.
Good luck. There are the numbers we were talking about. Right-handed. So again, it's not. And don't be wrong. Those are this year's numbers. So Buck Showalter, he did manage in Arizona. He saw Berkman. Berkman's a terrific hitter. This year, at a later stage in life, just not hitting that well from this side and not getting as many at bats.
He is grounded into 15 double plays on the season. If you get the ground ball, he's not a fast runner. Bases loaded in the 11th inning. One away. And the pitch is taken down low for a ball. Berkman a single his last time up. 1 for 5 in the game. Infield. Obviously a double play depth with Wigginton in even further at first. Berkman hits the chopper. Going to be tough. Bell 1 relay. And it works. Buck Showalter takes the chance. Gonzalez comes through. And the Yankees do not score as the double play by Berkman will keep it at 3-3. Gonzalez got it done with the bases loaded and only one out. Got the double play ground ball. Colin Curtis will come on to play in right field. Golson had been over there. Marcus Timms, the pinch hit, will stay in the ball game, play in left field. Mark Teixeira will stay in the game and play at first base. And we will go to the bottom half of the 11th inning. Robertson will stay on and do the pitching.
And Nunez will come in to play third base. So I didn't know he could play. I just thought he could pinch run Friday, Saturday, and today. So he'll go in defensively.
Scott, Wigginton, and Patterson are due up against David Robertson, who came on in the 10th. Luke Scott, he's the reason the Orioles still have a shot. The home run leading off the 9th inning is 27th of the year against Mariano Rivera to tie the ball game up. And we go to the bottom of the 11th.
They're able to get a low cutter. Mariano usually will be able to get that ball up a little bit and underneath your hands. Hard to keep fair, but go strong, drop the bat head, and tied it up.
And he will take this pitch from the right-hander down low for a ball. Here's the one against Rivera. Right field. goodbye. 1-0 delivery to Scott down low.
So the conditions now, again, the same pitcher, but a little better hitting conditions now because the pitcher and the hitter and the catcher now all in the twilight, the shade, so to speak.
Robertson, the 2-0 delivery. Scott will take it. It is there for a strike. Orioles needing just one now. Scott 1 for 2 off Robertson. 12 left on by the Yankees, 7 by the Orioles. Andy Pettit, Chris Tillman, the 2 starters, non-decision. And a bullpen game. 2-ball, 1-strike count. Tampa Bay may make it to New York before the Yankees do from Tampa Bay. Here's the 2-1 delivery, and Scott the other way. They're not playing down that line. Tim's going over, will not get it. Scott's going to be able to get to second base, and it's a leadoff double. And Luke Scott, the potential winning run.
Okay, home run to right. They play him to pull, and then he just slices it. Good pitch by Robertson, except that nobody's playing there. Going to pitch a guy down and away with good stuff. A lot of times it's hard to pull, so a routine fly ball falls for a double, and the Orioles in business here in the 11th.
Ty Wigginton does have a sacrifice this year. Nunez at third is on the grass. Uehara almost there at first. Now Nunez backs up, and Wigginton takes it outside for a ball.
You know, these may be one of these situations. Well, obviously we have to wait and see. The Yankees don't know. And Nunez moves way back. They just think that Wigginton's going to try to hit the ball to right field. You know, take a shot to right. Make sure you advance Luke Scott.
1-0 delivery, and that's going to be foul back.
Which he tried to do. Hard to do sometimes on that big overhand curveball.
What a ball game with lots of unusual twists and turns in this one. 1 ball, 1-strike count. Ty Wigginton trying to win it. In the air to right center field. Ty Wigginton has done it. The Orioles in the 11th will win it 4-3 as Luke Scott scores. Ty Wigginton, the game-winning RBI.
Trying to avoid his teammates and almost makes it.
And the Orioles avoid the sweep in a dramatic win, tying it up in the bottom of the 9th inning and winning it in the bottom half of the 11th. The Orioles' 3rd win when they have trailed a ball game after 8 innings. And a tremendous effort. So the Orioles get it 4-3. They'll head to Boston with a W. Join us again tomorrow. Game 1 of the series against the Red Sox as Brian Mattis takes them out against Daisuke Matsuzaka. O's Extra presented by your local Ford dealer, 6:30 on Masson, followed by game coverage at 7 on Masson HD. For Jim Palmer, WJZ's Mark Viviano, and our great crew here at Camden Yards. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a heck of a ball game. We bid you adieu. The Orioles win it 4-3. This has been a Masson presentation. Jim and Rick, O's Extra.